Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are officially starting BTS's marathon to start our 2025 year. I'm so excited. I've been spending a lot of time prepping for this marathon, and so I'm going in with as much intention to be a good steward of the material that we've had the privilege of going to look at for the duration of the time of reviewing their discography. And so we're starting out the gate with a long and helpful guide. This one was recommended to me by Army, and so I'm excited to be able to dive in and have this wet my palate per se of the group. I have known of the group for a very, very long time. Being a Gen 2 fan, I was able to see a lot of the Gen 3 groups debut like BTS, and so I know a lot of their earlier works, and then I spent a lot of time with their music. So I'm really excited to kind of bridge the gap between their older stuff that's more nostalgic for me now and their newer material that they've been coming out with as soloist units and the group as a whole. And I really wanted to do this to start off my 2025 because I know they're returning over the summer in this year, and so I wanted to make sure that I was prepped and ready to go so we could properly enjoy their comeback as a full group. So I hope you're ready. I'm ready. Let's go ahead and go. So I have a little notebook too, just in case I need to reference things so it can make it easier to remember for future analysis. Hello.
BTS are a 7-member boy band from South Korea consisting of 3 rappers and 4 vocalists. BTS stands for 방탄소년단, which means Bulletproof Boy Scouts in Korean.
Yes.
They were named Bulletproof because, just like the meaning, they wanted to block out stereotypes, criticisms, and expectations that were aimed at people like bullets. They debuted on June 13th, 2013.
I remember
and have
that.
gained global recognition since the past several
2013.
years. BTS debuted under Big Hit, which is now a subsidiary label under HYBE. HYBE now, including Big Hit, has several other labels under it, which manage several K-pop groups and artists. BTS was formed by Bang Si-hyuk, who is also popularly known as Bang PD or Hitman Bang. He is the founder and chairman of HYBE. Although it is a widely spread stereotype that K-pop idols do not write their own music and are controlled by the company, from the beginning, BTS has always been heavily involved with making their music, helping them to stand out more among their peers. Mr. Bang also regularly encouraged the BTS members to participate in music making and find their own style. 2 of the members from the rap unit had actually been underground rappers before being part of BTS.
So RM and
so
SUGA, right?
Experienced in songwriting and producing music.
Nice. Love that.
Between 2010 and 2012, Big Hit Entertainment held auditions in different parts of Korea to find the
I used to own the poster that had them in those fits way back. Got it on eBay.
After auditioning for and passing the Big Hit auditions, they trained under Big Hit, practicing every day along with about 30 other trainees, of whom only 7 would get to debut as BTS. Although originally BTS was supposed to be a strictly hip-hop group consisting of only rappers, vocalists were added later on, and BTS debuted as a 7-member hip-hop idol group. They held their first fan meeting with 300 fans in 2013. During the time of BTS's debut, Big Hit was a small company.
Yes.
It struggled financially in the early years, even coming close to bankruptcy. The conditions were so bad that the 7 boys even had to share one room. Because of the lack of power Big Hit had at the time, BTS had to endure several hardships and mistreatments. They were looked down upon by their idol peers, show hosts, and were harshly criticized by the underground hip-hop community for debuting as a hip-hop idol group. Even their debut performance happened because the show needed a filler for someone else's performance.
Wow.
활방에서 정말 수많은 공격과 왜 그런지 모르겠지만 굉장히 많이 공격을 받았었어요. 왜 이렇게까지 우리를 미워하지?라는 거에 좀 많이 초점이 있었고 굉장히 분노가 가득 차는 상태였고 지금 생각해보면 정말 좀 시기어린 생각했을 때는데 뭔가 꼭 성공해서 복수하고 싶다라는 생각을 굉장히 많이 하고
BTS
okay, so we know like in the K-pop scene or in like Show Me the Money, right? That whole side of the underground rap scene, they like don't they don't like idols because a lot of times they assume that idols don't make their own raps. They haven't done time in the underground, right? But it literally is like if RM and SUGA were underground rappers, they have an empathetic lens on what it's like. And a lot of times people who don't know people's background, it's really like that's the epitome of judging a book by its cover. So not only are they getting attacked by people who haven't taken the time to know them, right? I guess the real question would therefore be too, RM and SUGA, their relationships in that scene, how did those people feel about it too? Like I'm curious about that in comparison to like people who are just in the scene who just see them as claiming, you know, hip hop, right? Because I'm going to be honest, in the K-pop scene, even today, there are a lot of groups out there, and I'm not talking about BTS. Actually, I'm very excited to look at this because it's going to clear up a lot of really interesting puzzle pieces for me, because I know that they are one of the few groups that really respect Black artists and the Black culture side of hip hop, which I'm very excited to see in what ways. It's so fascinating to me that there's so many people who are very quick to judge because of how you look or because you come from a small company. That's a very like K-pop thing. It's a very like Korean cultural thing, like a hierarchy of influence, right? Very power influence. If you don't come from a good family, if you don't come from a good education background. And in America, it's kind of like that too. If you don't come from like a well-off family, if you didn't go to a really good school, then there are certain companies that won't hire you or even look at you, right? Which is not fair. If I'm being completely honest, there's so much that should be measured outside of that. And so I'm very much looking forward to seeing what aspects about BTS from where they started to where they are now, and what kind of future we get to have the privilege of uncovering with them, with the kind of influence that they do have, because that is a really cool thing that they do have, and they empathize with what it's like to be treated this way too. So very fascinating.
BTS's debut song and album did not get much recognition. However, they started growing gradually, little by little.
Didn't they win during I Need You Go? Yeah, I Need You.
With I Need You.
That's a good track. I really like that track. But my first, fun fact for me, my first track I ever heard from BTS was We Are Bulletproof Part 2. It was new at that time. So that was the time when they were promoting that I got to know them, first off.
In 2016, BTS won their first grand prize at the Melon Music Awards, or
Wow.
MMAs.
2016, so 3 years. They look so surprised. I'm tearing up from that. Wow.
In 2017, BTS became
Oh,
the
bless
first
that
ever
boy.
K-pop artist to win
Right
the
here.
Billboard Top Social
This.
Artist Award.
This
They
right
would go
here.
on to win this award for 4 more years until the category was subsequently removed. And since then, they've been on a roll. Sweeping award shows and collecting numerous trophies, they've shot into popularity.
Okay, so it was 2017. I remember when that happened. And for me, this is low-key a really, really cool thing that a lot of people, I feel like, don't give them credit for. They went very unconventional in how they chose to promote themselves on social media. Because I think they went to Twitter, right? Like, Twitter was like a heavy thing. And they beat out, I think Justin Bieber was a nominee for this too. So it was like a big deal that they won that, right? And that really, really worked for them. And I'm really proud they got that.
In 2018, they became the youngest recipients for the Hwagwon Order of Cultural Merit by the Korean government for promoting Korean culture and language across the world.
That's so cool.
In 2019, they swept the same award shows where they had won their first grand prize 3 years ago.
Wow.
Taking home 4 grand prizes at both the shows, MMAs and Mamas.
Wow.
In 2020, during the pandemic, to comfort and cheer up armies, they released Dynamite, which would become their first ever song to debut at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
WAP. Sorry. I keep looking at WAP, that song.
In
Bless it.
2021, South Korean president appointed them as special presidential envoys. That same year, BTS also won Artist of the Year. at
Wow.
AMAs.
See, I didn't know that. I know.
But nobody could have ever bet on the odds of us standing here receiving this award. Except y'all, Army. Except y'all.
That's cool.
In 2022, BTS was invited to the White House to speak about anti-Asian hate crime and Asian inclusion.
Important issues of anti-Asian hate crimes, Asian inclusion, and diversity.
They also held a record-breaking concert in Busan in October of that year. BTS has the fastest accumulation of 6 #1 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 since the Beatles in the 1960s. As of the latest information, BTS now has won more than 900 physical awards, and they've bagged 5 Grammy nominations. They also have over 30 Guinness World Records.
Wow. Collaborations. I was intrigued about this. I'm ready. I love Coldplay. God, I love Coldplay. I know this song. My Universe. I haven't seen the visual before. Megan Thee Stallion. I think Nick Joseph choreographed that. I think he mentioned something about that. Nicki Minaj. Steve Aoki. And Designer. Designer, was it like Panda? That was during the Panda era, wasn't it? Yeah? Look at her dancing away. She has some really good tracks. I think the song Without Me, I really like that song from her. Love had some of the best collabs in general. He's got good taste in who he collabs with. Yeah. I think he did a collab with Lay too, and I like that one too. So many others. Troye Sivan, Snoop Dogg, Benny Blanco, Sia. Okay, you know what? Part of me was wondering if they were going to include the Sia one, because I heard that one was like, everybody, like, not a single human recommends that for anybody to listen to. So I do feel like I need to listen to it at some point, just to really understand the depth of the disdain that people feel about that collab. But, okay, yeah, Troy, okay, cool. Snoop Dogg. I'm really curious about the Snoop Dogg one. Zara Larson, Benny Blanco. Yeah. Cool. Nice. They all have different tones too, which actually is very fascinating, because they're not like hitting a particular niche of artists. Like, they're like kind of, there's a lot of variety on those types of artists when it comes to the vocal range that they have, their niche of sound. So it makes me very intrigued on like that actually can grow their versatility and keep them growing and learning as artists themselves. You know what I mean? Like, that's really cool. Musical diversity. See? Unlike, they do not stick to one. That's, yeah, literally. Just looking at the collab list. Hip hop, pop, rock, R&B, neo soul, ballad, etc. Fun. And it's not like, I do know people like they may have felt, that's not a real sentence. They felt like they were being posers, and I think that's what a lot of people were like anti them on. But if they were in the culture, you know what I mean? Like, they're in the underground, then I feel like they have an empathetic lens on how they would want to advocate for that side of the culture, at least, right? And it's not like they're keeping it themselves. Like, they're like getting Snoop Dogg. Like, they're working with people. Do you know what I mean? So I find that interesting. Whenever people choose to just go surface level when they look at a group and they don't actually like dig, which is why I marathon all my K-pop groups that like we go deep dive on, because we get the privilege of understanding more context behind who they are, right? So those towels look really cool. And this kind of track too, it's not really something that I was used to hearing Halsey sing either. She would sing like this grungy, like ballady, you know, angsty vibe. They've been known for their lyricism. Yeah, yep, that's true, for sure. They talk about mental health, self-love, societal expectations, loss, etc. They talk about things that a lot of people like to ignore. No More Dream. Yes. Oh, guys, I haven't seen No More Dream in a long time, so I am so excited. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Oh. Pa! Oh, man. I would say some of these outfits, though. Man, I like the windmill, and that was fun. Oh, Jen. Silver Spoon. Bob say, I've had that saved on my Patreon. Ooh. Ooh. Maintain. Ooh. The song Zero O'Clock. I don't know if I've heard this one. That a better day will come, even if nothing dramatic happens. Oh. Was it for a movie? I mean, it looks like it. Or is it their little animations? Well, that's cute. Song Spring Day is about longing love. See, I think I was like pretty disconnected to K-pop at this point. I've never directly confirmed. The song is about Soul Fairy Tragedy. Wow, I remember the day that happened. I was a junior in high school. Wow. Wow. We got the Tostitos, tortilla chips. I agree with that. You know, I remember in an interview, I don't know if they'll touch on it here, it was during the pandemic, and there was something that they brought up. They said that, I don't know how I found this, that the pandemic, I don't know if I think it was SUGA who said it. I could be wrong, I'm so sorry. That they were able to listen to their own music and find comfort in it. Like they were able to like empathize with the impact of it. Like they were able to resonate with it and like go and listen to it like armies do, if that makes sense. Like that's so brief and that can be so like out of pocket and not the exact phrasing, you know, but like that was really cool though, that like on tracks like that, like they're able, they get like, it's not just armies or just casual listeners who like appreciate their music. They were able to have the privilege of going back and appreciating their music too, right? Which is cool. Whenever you're working for so long, like they've been working for over 10 years. Like when you work for as long as they do, and you hustle, and you're always trying to grow yourself, to learn, be a good advocate and steward of the gifts that you've been given and been blessed with. Part of that is you can get lost in that. Like when it's work for you, that gets really hard to be able to appreciate it at times, when you know in the public eye there's going to be people that are always going to hate your success because they believe you don't deserve it because of their own scheme of what they deem a successful person should look like, expectation wise. Does that make sense? So I find this very fascinating, and I'm very excited to like continue diving through, like actually looking at the discography as somebody who was a casual listener, who really enjoyed the music, going through from this lens and seeing their movement quality progress and grow through who they work with, right? So this is really cool that they too get to appreciate, like they appreciate their own stuff too. Yes, they're very clean. This I do know. And you know why? Well, it's their work ethic's great. 12 to 15 hours a day. Oh, goodness. It's exhausting. Dancing that long is exhausting. Yep. Also, who they have as choreographers is... Oh, I'm excited. Yep. I remember this. I remember the dance practice, actually. They also had Spaz! That one. Commitment, man. Oh, the basket runs. We will never get rid of the basket runs in our life until we die, I'm telling you. Oh, man. Here we go. Oh! Oh, not today. Wow, fun. I wonder if they're going to touch on as well. Slabs and Sienna stuff. Look at the syncopation of the footwork there. A few things before we move on to learn about the members. Okay, I'm ready. Korea's different age system. Counting someone's age in Korea. Koreans also consider a year in the womb, so everyone's is 1 year old at birth. Ah, okay. Cool. Everyone gets 1 year added to their Korean age on New Year's Day. So usually their age is always 1 or 2 years more than the international age. Got it. Yes.
호비 먼저 찍고.
JIMIN wants a beating. Dongsang is younger brother. Maknae is youngest. Youngline and Maknae line. Youngline is Jin, SUGA, JHOPE, and RM. So that would be JIMIN, V, and JUNGKOOK are your Maknaes. JIMIN and V were born in the same year, right? 95? And then JUNGKOOK was 97. So I'm in between. So I would be in the Maknae line if we were all in the same like little grouping together. During the members' parts, I'll be mentioning words like representative animal and B21 character for each member. Each member of BTS have their own representative animal emoji. Fantastic. I actually don't know a lot of that. And it was really fun. Like when I marathon Luna, I like got to learn about their fruits and I got to learn their colors and it was so cool seeing that all like ingrained. So I'm excited to learn, like officially learn what all their stuff is. Because I've seen it, but I like don't know. Just shorten their names when they're trying to actually translate a large amount of information. Ah, that's cool. Cartoon characters that were designed by BTS themselves. That's cool. And the 8th one represents the army. Aww. That is adorable. Okay, I'm ready. RM. Red Monster! That's so pretty. I'm basically getting a lot of stuff spoiled or reintroduced in this video. So that's kind of fun for me, you know? So pretty. Kim Namjoon, RM, formerly Red Monster, 94, leader rapper, represented Animal Koala. Koya. Okay, hold on. I feel like I gotta take notes here. Because sometimes whenever I see things, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, who's the koala? And we're here. Okay, so recap, 94. So he's like 2 years older than me. Okay. RM. I'm gonna try my best to stick with RM. I was so used to calling him Rat Monster for the longest time. Because that was, you know, whenever I knew him. His animal is a koala. Like, I'm taking notes so I can cheat later. And the koala's name is Koya. This will help me remember. He has dimples. Okay. He's tall. And he looks like RM. Cool, love it. And also too, can I just say, out of all the marathons, I would say there's more than not that I've never really looked at any of the members. BTS is a group that I can probably even tell based on their voices, because of how much I've listened to their music growing up. I can tell by their voices who's who, for the most part. Now, don't quote me on it. I would say like the earlier works, yes, but yeah. So I am no stranger to what they look like. So we're not gonna have any trouble there, which is really fun. But learning about like their animal or color, like that kind of stuff, I am excited to like add that to my arsenal of knowledge. I'm ready. I'm a sponge here.
Also known as Kim Namjoon, is the leader and main rapper of the group BTS.
Ready. Okay.
As a child, RM actively wrote poetry and often won awards for it.
Love it.
He began getting into hip-hop when he was just 11 years old.
I got into dance at 11 years old, guys. That's a great age. Can I just tell you that? Like, psychologically, that's a fantastic age to, like, really pursue things. So, yay for him. I love go age 11 for stuff.
Then started songwriting shortly
That's
after.
a cool museum right
As
there.
a first-year middle school student, he started rapping at local hip-hop circles.
That's cool.
He would self-compose his songs and rap them in the underground Korean hip-hop scene.
That's also really
and became
cool.
well-known in the community as Runch Randa.
Whoa, Runch Rhonda. That's cool. Runch Rhonda. We gotta remember that. Sweet.
Sleepy, another underground rapper, encouraged RM to audition
Sleepy.
for Big
Where have I
Hit,
heard Sleepy
where
before?
He was signed right away as the first member of BTS.
Maybe. No, that's who is that? Loopy?
RM의 공개곡을 처음 들었던 순간이 아직도 생생합니다. 주제를
Is this like a TED Talk?
깊이와 언어 사용의 유려함, 랩을 한국말로 풀어가는 창조적인 방식 등이 17세라는 나이가 무색할 만큼 뛰어나서
17.
곡을 들려준 프로듀서 피독에게
P-Dog.
당장 이 친구와 미팅을 잡으라고 했던 기억이 납니다. 일종의 사명감 같은 게 생겼던 게 사실입니다.
He debuted with the stage name Rap Monster, but now goes by RM.
Mm-hmm. Roles and responsibilities. Like everything. Goodness, this boy. Tone goes a long way. He's got a good tone. That's a good hair color on him. And cut. Ooh, okay. With a stray jacket. Guys, I'm such a sucker for like auto-tune synthy things. Ooh. 사랑, 사랑. Nice. He went to Miam to Ian. Oh, that's fun.
I feel like he's like a very creative writer.
Hone.
Thinks
and writes in a really interesting way. Like everything we've ever done with RM, some of the lyrics he comes back with, like very unique and interesting.
가사를 정말
Thought-provoking?
들으면서 보게 되면
Okay, I'm so glad that Tablo is here because that slow one, that was like the cartoon. It gave me something that I feel like Tablo, like in a family tree of rap genres, that I could see Tablo, or I've heard Tablo do, which I love. I love it whenever we like take a slower approach and we really, because it forces you to digest what's being heard, right? So I love just as much as you can spit 90 nothing. I love that when we're being intentional and the BPM is a little bit slower and you're able to really focus on the tone and the delivery in a different way, and it feels very conversational. Both do, but like in a more intimate space because it feels like chiller, if that makes sense. I don't know. That's something that like Tablo and his solo stuff I've felt at times. So I'm so glad that out of everybody he's being shown right here. Because I was just thinking that.
약간의 슬픔이 있고 약간의 외로움이 있고 그게 근데 저는 가장 인간적인
Yes, it does.
것 같아요.
I love it. So true. We're not afraid to like be honest about things. I like being honest. I like listening to tracks that go deeper than just a false narrative of everything's fine, everything's great. Are you sure? Like, I don't feel great all the time. And so if a group or an artist only has like really really like upbeat stuff, and I don't feel like I get a glimpse of who they are as a person, I feel like I don't actually know them, which there is some beauty in that in some cases. But for when it comes to rap specifically, it's supposed to be, it's commentary of your life. You're a commentator of your life through the form of poetry, right? And so for me, it makes so much sense how for him, he grew up doing poetry, naturally going into rap because that's spoken poetry, if you think of it that way, right? So that's just really fun. This is so fun. I'm having so much fun. I mean, you're all human. The closer you are, the messier a relationship is, 1000%. Yeah. The amount of pressure though for that is
he's
astronomical.
One of the best leaders. 그래서 I think I like to put him as one of my biggest role models as well. I think he's just one of the most coolest guys out there. He's really smart as well. 정말.
남준 선배님, 내가 돼야 할 그리고 내가 되고 싶은 방향성이.
So Subin is the leader of TXT, right?
롤모델이라고 하면 되려나?
Cute. Love that. And TXT is the Hubei group of BTS, or
He released
collaborations.
2 mixtapes as part of BTS, RM in 2015 and Mono in 2018.
Cool.
The album Mono has the most iTunes #1s in the world.
What? Yeah. Look how black and white his room is.
제가 그런 저 스스로를 깨달았을 때 나를 한번 짚고 넘어가니까 난 노래를 만들자.
He
Really?
released Indigo, his first full-length album in 2022.
Hey, look, it's a color.
예전에 냈던 모노라는 믹스테이프였는데 그걸 내고 나서 제 성향들이 많이 변하면서 그래서 모노에 대비되는 인디고라는 색깔을 가지고 나온 거죠. 제가 실제로 입었던 청바지들과 그리고 이 페인팅과 그런 여러 가지를 합쳐서 지금 제가 찾은 어떤 2022년의 저의 지점을 내보고자 했던 거죠.
He's collaborated Eureka Badu, Anderson Paak, Pablo, Eugene Whale, Warren G. Like, come on, look at this list, guys.
갑자기 생각이 난 거예요. 그냥 봐도 에리카 바두. 메이날한테 가서 이제 저 혹시 에리카 바두 얘기하는데 나도 약간 말이 안 돼. 근데 한 번에 이제 수락을 해주신 게
My children were very big fans of BTS, just like everybody else's kids in the world. And that's how I was first introduced to music, who he was, and I found that he was just this wonderful art enthusiast and creative. Made me want to meet him and collaborate with him.
Love
When I
it.
met him, awesome energy. He let me know he was a big fan and that he wanted to collab. I wanted to collab too. And when he sent the music, I was like, yeah, this is funky. This is good. Like, I'm down. And it all starts with the music and the energy. And once those two are right, the momentum is crazy.
You know,
Rap Monster is like a good friend of mine. Like his energy, his vibe is so good. Like I know he's one of those dudes. If he's spending that time in America, he could be one of the best like producer writers. He's that good. He's that good. He's that good. Rap Monster. Yeah.
Cool. And that's very interesting too. Like a lot of people, location. Like if he spent time in America enough, that he could have a lot of those naturally influenced things of the culture, right? But there's also beauty in for him investing in his own culture and community, but also being an advocate for what he cares about, which is rap and hip hop, you know? And that's something that for me, I actually heavily resonate with, because I could have gone to LA to do professional dance work. I could have gone to New York, gone to Chicago, gone to places that had way more work, Atlanta. But I intentionally chose to stay here where I am, in a space, in a community, and that doesn't really have a lot of work for dancers outside of just taking class, and then you graduate, you either go to college, get married, it's the South, or you move off to try to make it. And so the fact that I've had the privilege of learning as much as I've had, building relationships that I've had without inherently having to uproot myself to transplant to another place to try to make it, I was able to cultivate my own community. To me, like, I highly respect people like that, and I think it's really cool. Like, the fact that I know that they have a lot of influence now, BTS does, it makes me very curious and hopeful what they're gonna do with that influence, because they have a lot of things that they could change, that would, if anything, allow there to be more opportunities for people to not have to go through what they went through, if that makes sense. Right? That's such an incredible opportunity that they have here. And I wonder if they're already starting to do that. You know what I mean? I'm just, makes me so curious, right? That's cool. I'm excited. I'm excited to like see some snippets of all of this. Cool. I like art. See, I knew too, like way back. So I knew that there's a lot of K-pop groups that they have credits, like a lot of groups that I've marathon, which could just be like who I've looked at. They have a lot of credits in their works. And so, but I will say, when I look back, the first group that I knew had a hand in their music as much as they do, to be self-composed, you know, like have that title like groups have sometimes, is BTS. Like, I remember that. I think, what was it? It was for By Wings albums. By the Wings album. By the way, I love the Wings album. Like, the whole lore of that, I died when that came out. I'm telling you, I was dying for those Easter eggs. Wings. Like, knowing how much of a hand they all had in all of that. And then, of course, the Young Forever, that whole era. Like, guys, that, like, chokeholded me. That whole era of their music. So, all that to say, like, this is... You're gonna probably not hear me say this enough. This is so interesting. What's Bottega? Bottega Veneta? Hold on. Looked it up. It's like a luxury brand, right? Okay, cool. Love it. When it gets really quiet, I always feel like I have to be really quiet while the music like starts. Crabs? He likes crabs?
너 진짜 니네밖에 안 사는구나. 진짜 아무것도 없어. 얘네가 있으면 진짜 다른 데 안 생기나 보다.
Nice. He just walked in that. Oh, those aren't fun.
형! 홍사리밖에 없어요. 아, 굉장히 많았고. 친환경. Organic.
Organic.
You know?
So I really like sand crabs on the beach. Those are all really fun. So It's a bubba. It's that little bubba crab. It's so tiny. It's the bubba. It's big. That's actually really cool. You just find those. Your girl's never been that lucky. To say that they are living life as Kim Namjoon, which includes taking walks through parks, admiring nature and art, visiting museums, reading, biking by the rivers, and doing other forms of self-care. So he's just like photosynthesizing is what that is, basically, right? And looking at pretty things like art. I will say, I've heard of a lot of creatives seek inspiration from museums, art, nature, and reading. I've heard from a lot of my colleagues, and I've heard from a lot of artists. That is something, that is a thing. So I actually like his curiosity here. That's a very healthy thing for somebody with that kind of like, with the type of creative niche that he's in the industry. You know, it allows you, it can be very filling for you, right? So I think that's really fun, and it's good for you. Oh, avid reader or something that's inspired to read. Telling this in the books he's read. See? JIMIN, okay. Cool. Look at him. He's making the world go around. Some of the books recommended by Namjoon. Okay, Catcher in the Rye. I've read that. Okay. Little Prince. Okay, 1984. I've read 1984. JIMIN the Hermit. Midnight Library, Norwegian. Common Norwegian Wood. Kafka and the Sword. Me Before You. The Metamorphosis. Dope. That's cool. The Wise and Chaotic Genius. Ready. He is known for being really smart. He has an IQ of 148 and ranked in the nation's top 1%. He's even learned English just by watching the TV show Friends. I did learn that. He learned it. Okay, test myself. I think he said that he ended up watching it twice. First time with Korean subtitles. Second time, English subtitles, right?
How did you learn English? Actually,
for Friends.
I've taught myself by Friends.
Friends.
Yeah.
The show.
Watching the TV show Friends. Yeah, the legend. My mom bought me the DVDs. The whole season. 10 seasons.
But I can't speak.
With the subtitles. I went first.
Plus 10 plus 3 equal 1.
시계. 10도하기 3이 하나가 10도하기 3. 어머. 맞죠? 한국 초등학교? 이게 초등학교인가요?
12. Hold on. 5 times 4. Hold on. 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 half. Okay. 5 times 4 is 20. Add 6 to it. 6 times 2 is 12. It's 1. 7. Oh my god.
이게 감성적인 문제야? 아니 수학이에요 이거?
Emotion or math.
풀었습니다. 너 풀었어? 오. 멋있다. 이 답이 뭐야 그래서 한마디? 34요. 맞습니까? 오케이. 아이고야, 이거로. 빨리 좀 주세요. 빨리요. 세 개를 불러야 되는 거예요? 잠깐만요. 3번 모르겠다. 3번, 6번.
That's 6,
3번,
yeah.
6번, 13번? 아니 3번하고 12번 차이가 뭐야? 아이씨, 나 3개를 다 맞췄어요.
He only got 1 out of those 3. He has his moments where he's not so smart and he's chaotic. The members often tease him, call him God of Destruction. I get that. You can't win them all, you know what I mean? You can't have all this and then not have this quality. Do you know what I'm saying? That just makes you a human. Namjoon's a human at the end of the day. Oh no. That's not in the choreography. When I have students do that, when I have like dancers, they go on and they like, that happens. I said, hey, that's not in the choreography. Bless it.
부서뜨리고 요리를 하면 요리가 타는 게 아니라 프라이팬이
Oh man.
남준형이 천재인 캐릭터는 의미가 돼. 요즘에 보다가 현실의 남준형을 보면 이런 사람이네. 그럴 때가 되게 많아. 약간 왜 그러지 이런 순간들이 되게 많은 것 같아. 남준이는 우리 아니었으면 핸드폰을 한 300개 샀을 거야. 되게 부주의하지. 근데 되게 똑똑해. 맞아. 남준이를 보면서
God is fair. Oh my God. God is fair. Oh Lord, that was funny. That was such a dig, but man, that was funny.
아름다운 걸까요? 아름다움은 정말 추악함이 있기에 또 아름다움이 있다고 생각이 들어요. 그래서 그냥 힘든 순간도 있으니까 그냥 힘든 순간 있으면 뭐 좋은 순간도 있겠지. 이렇게 해서 그냥 지금 버텨 이런 게 아니라 그 힘든 순간조차 아름다운 순간의 일부라고 어떤 한 조각이라고 생각할 수 있다면 저의 화요일 날을 진심으로 이해하고 받아들이면
That's 1,000% true though. Like a lot of times we don't understand the beauty of some moments in our life that we have or that we've experienced unless we've experienced the exact opposite of not having it, right? And I feel like all of us can relate to that. And so I like the fact that he's bringing that up as something that ties deeper into the track, because if you're somebody experiencing that, that can be a really nice, like, music is so influential and can be such an aid and such a comfort. It truly is. Like they've talked about that before. The armies have talked about it, like regular people, just music in general. That they've talked about it, not just with BTS's music, but music in general can be so comforting whenever it has that intentionality behind it. And for me, something that I've learned too is you can feel intention and genuinity in music. From me being in this position on YouTube and doing all of this, and then being, doing this for students at studios for 10 years plus, you can tell when somebody has a genuine curiosity and a genuine thirst to absorb and grow in a craft. You can. And so I love being able to recognize it and try to articulate the beauty of what makes it so beautiful, because a lot of times people find something to be comforting or find something to be leaving them uncomfortable, but in a way that's convicting and all those facets, but they don't know why. So I've tried over my career as somebody in this position to figure those out or trying to articulate in a different way to hopefully be beneficial so others can feel more comforted and to be able to find more of that thing if you need it, if that makes sense. So I really like that he brought that up. Like, so far, I mean, I felt this way even before knowing this was going to happen. I've felt like their music is genuine. Like, they have intention behind their stuff. And they work hard. Like, you can see based on the thoroughness of their practice and how their routines look. That's not an overnight, we're just going to throw it together. That's hours upon hours being in the studio cleaning that crap. Do you know what I mean? There's somebody who cleans choreo. Like, that takes time. So I'm very excited to get to the behind the scenes of that kind of stuff. But I really like getting to know them in this way as well.
예를 들면 뭐 이런 책상도 그렇고 뭐 유리병도 그렇고 오히려 생명이라는 상태가 되게 이상한 거다. 우리는 대부분의 시간을 죽어있다가 어떤 현상 때문에 그 찰나를 잠깐 살아있고 그 다음에 계속 죽어있는 상태인데 그냥 저를 무엇이 만들었냐고 한다면 되게 사고 같았던 그런 인연들과 필연인지 우연인지 모를 그런
I relate to that.
그런 것들이 되게 복합적인
I relate to that as well.
유형이 되는 거잖아요. 제가 겪어왔고 제가 그 크레딧을 줬던 모든 것들이 결국 저를 만드는 것 같아요.
Hold on, I think everything I've experienced and given credit to made me today. Yeah. Notice that he says he gives credit. He gives credit where credit is due. And I think that's a really good skill to have as an artist, because there's nothing new under the sun. You're always influenced by the things around you. So I like the fact that he's aware enough to know what he's influenced by, so he can use that as an advocate to help people understand his perspective more. That's cool. Biggest protector and supporter of ARMY. Love it. Regularly shows support for ARMY through his award acceptance speeches, live stream, social media, and interviews. It also does not hold back to stand up for ARMY when it's necessary. Make sure to always talk about them in a positive manner. Nice. I just noticed I just read fast. Really? Okay. TV host, instead of congratulating, he made comments saying the BTS appearance at the UN was unusual. 15-year-old girls. Oh.
Are we all well and good? You know, it's so good to be back. We're very well. It's thrilled to. But James, how about you? You've been in some hot water with armies. Are you alright?
Hot water with armies. Are you okay? He asked, "Are you okay?" Because he's not ignorant. He knows how influential armies are. And it's not just armies, like fandoms in general. Like, there's a reason why, like, there's beauty in the uniformity and standing behind and advocating. Like, that's fantastic. And also, they're not putting up with crap. You know why? Because BTS had to put up with a lot of crap, and now they don't have to put up with crap no more. Do you know what I mean? That was a really nice way of saying, bruh.
It I've never been on that side of the army before, and I don't know, the prospect of doing anything that may have upset them was, I didn't enjoy that feeling, and I hope they know that we would never do anything.
John, it's all right. Appreciate your apology.
It wasn't. Just wanted to put it there.
Basically what RM did was he did that so James would be safe again, is what that was right there. Because if RM didn't do anything, if this happened and it wasn't touched on, James would still be in hot water today. So he knows. He's smart. He's smart.
What's the weirdest or craziest thing a fan has asked you to do?
Oh, hold on. Okay, so weird or craziest thing for me? I don't know how he would answer this, but I feel like that question, I know they're going to answer it well. Weirdest and craziest, they're not a fan, they're a say-song, right? Like, that's not a fan. If they're going to do something weird or crazy, personally. Because that's not like an admirer, that's somebody who wants to, it's like fetishizing. And that's not a fan. So I think the question is kind of out of pocket anyway, but they didn't ask me, they asked him, so let's see what he answers.
I don't want to call it like weird or crazy, but
what's the craziest thing a fan has done to meet you? You have any crazy fan experiences?
The word most memorable.
Have you guys been injured yet in in a rush of fans?
Fans
don't hurt me. I hurt myself.
Yeah. I like how he talks about the fan base, because it's not the fan base at the end of the day, if you really think about it. It's not. Like, whenever I think about armies, I think, like, being genuine, like, whenever I started this whole thing, I knew that I had a huge, it wasn't pressure, but I have a huge responsibility. If I'm going to do a marathon of BTS, I understand and respect the process enough, and I respect the expectations that are going to naturally be asked of for me from armies, because I know my audience, to do what I need to do to actually be beneficial in being a positive contribution to BTS. I know a lot of times people use BTS's material to clout chase. I don't want to be that person. Every time that I've looked at BTS material, it has either been because I know the choreographers, I know who wrote it, John Bellion, shout out, we love him, or it was a Patreon request. Because I knew I didn't want to look at something with that intention in mind, because I didn't have history on my channel. Even though I grew up with a huge part of BTS, not all of it, a chunk of it, right? But there's still a huge gap that we can uncover together. So I understand that me doing this is literally the least concerning thing to me. Like, this is the least I could inherently do in order for me to provide and set myself up for as much success in understanding the mindset of why armies are such huge advocates for BTS and why BTS cares for armies. And why that relationship is sound, and why armies a lot of times will have to go up to bat in advocacy for BTS, because there's so much anti-material and content out there, either because of their success, because of a controversy, because of this, that, and the other. I want to be a listening ear and understand both sides. Do you know what I mean? But that means I have to do the time, and that's what we're doing here, right? And so I really resonate with that, and I understand. It's a big undertaking, but if I'm going to sit here and I want to be able to look at a new piece of material, I don't feel comfortable looking at their newest comebacks when they come back from the military without doing the time here. Like, that's how I genuinely feel, which is why we started 2025 like this. Do you know what I mean? So I'm here for this all day long. I love this. He gets it. He understands it. And I want to understand it too. AKA, why did we renew our contract, right? That's awesome. No matter how we are. Nice. Oh, this arrangement's really fun. DNA. Oh, that's it? Okay, cool. Okay, got my journal. All right, Jin. He's our eldest, right? And he's out of the military, so that means I gotta be making sure I stay on top of his stuff, right? That's adorable. Cute. All right. What is Jin's animal? I don't know. Y'all know. I'm excited. I know that was his last song before he went to the military, right? JUNGKOOK game. 92. He's a hamster. Ah, okay. Oh, that's actually really cute. That's adorable. Okay, so he's a hamster. And then his BT21 character, his name is RJ. Why is it RJ? Gwangcheon, South Korea. Oh my goodness. That's really fun. And he designed it himself, right? Okay. Vocalist and visual. Head identified. Wide shoulders. Yep. Fierce eyebrows. But when he has French, you can't see the eyebrows. Worldwide shoulders.
Jin is a vocalist and is also the eldest member of BTS. Initially, Jin wanted to become an actor and pursued a degree in acting from JUNGKOOK University. Because of his good looks, Jin would often get approached by entertainment agency recruiters to audition for their company. He even got approached by a recruiter from one of the top 3 K-pop companies when he was about 15 years old. However, he never followed up with them as he thought it was a scam. Years later, as a college student, Jin got scouted on the street, this time by a Big Hit employee.
It's a pretty purple.
After
Somebody with
considering
purple
it
hair.
carefully, he decided to audition for Big Hit and debut as a K-pop idol. Jin had never danced or sung before, however. Bang PD saw his potential and chose him as a vocalist for BTS. Jin struggled a lot in the early years of the group's debut. However, he never gave up and would stay back after rehearsals until late at night, practicing his singing and dancing
I am
skills
so
and
excited.
gradually getting better.
I'm
little by
so excited to go through the movement quality journey of these boys. I'm telling you, because I do have like a most improved award I give out sometimes for groups when I notice that somebody has a heavy, heavy areas of improvement that we're going to be seeing. Like you can clock it pretty early. I know I'm going to have it with at least 3 of them. I know RM's one of them because I remember that way back. Jin's one of them. But I know JHOPE, JIMIN, and JUNGKOOK were known as like heavy dancers. And I know SUGA, we have like our dancer, the people who are going to improve the most, which is like RM, Jin, and SUGA. And then you got 3 of them that are known for their dancing. And then you have V. I think V's like, I'm looking forward to him too. Like, I don't know where I would put him. I think he's fine though. Like he's a fantastic performer. I liked his stage presence. I think War of Hormone, I really like how his personality was in that one specifically when I remember the nostalgia of it for me. So I'm curious about that.
After hours of hard work and help from the other members, he reached his singing potential and is now known for his powerful and stable vocals in the group.
What's
He has
his
also
shirt about?
improved his
Interesting.
dancing skills tremendously.
I'm so excited about that part. Love it, love it, love it. Silver voice. Okay. When this came out, when I tell you, I think this was the first song that I genuinely was like, this is a good track from Jen. Like, I love Jen's voice on that. It was so fitting for him. Come on. I love how pretty that mic is. Oh my god. Okay, side note. Yes, we're going to let him sing, but out of all the songs on BTS's discography, this one is in the top 3 of all time. Of any song I've ever heard from them. Save Me. Because of the lyricism. I love it. And it's so, it still touches me to this day. I've done choreography to it, and when we get to that point, I'll even show the receipts on my personal journey as an artist and choreographer using their music. Like, I love this song so much. I do. I'm so excited to get to this one. Practice stability by running.
Jin has solo songs within BTS albums like Moon, Awake, and Epiphany.
Love Awake.
Outside BTS, he has released solo songs like Abyss, The Astronaut, and Super Tuna.
Super Tuna.
He also sang
I'm
Yours,
excited for that. I don't
the
think I've ever heard it.
soundtrack, also called an OST, for the K-drama Jirisan in 2021.
Cool.
Along with V, he sang It's Definitely You, the OST for the K-drama Hwarang in 2016.
I've watched Hwarang.
Although he is not one of the group's main songwriters, Jin wrote his first solo song, Awake, in 2016.
That's probably why I liked it so much.
Since then, he has written most of his solo songs and also co-wrote and co-produced some of BTS's songs.
Love it.
The song The Astronaut, which was released in 2022, was co-written with Coldplay.
I have not heard it all the way through
Jin's
before.
love and affection for ARMY as he leaves for his military enlistment.
Oh my
Jin
god!
also performed this song in Argentina at the Coldplay concert.
Oh, we're gonna have to watch that, aren't we?
The song
Oh.
Super Tuna, released in 2022, is a fun song about the tuna fish. Although he made the song for fun, the song became popular and trended at #1 for 4 days straight on YouTube.
My question
and also
is he an
became viral
is he an ambassador for
It is
wildlife?
expected that Jin will release an album after he returns from the
We need to make a note. Coldplay, Jin's collaborated Coldplay so far. Yes, which is when I tell you Coldplay, Viva La Vida, chokehold over here. Love it. So yes, I'm making a note right now just in case I don't have it on my spreadsheet. We're gonna have to look at that live performance between him and Coldplay. 100 million won. That's cool. Nice. I mean, come on. Jin ramen, yes. Ramen for everyone. Cool. Which he's back, baby. Love it.
포인트가 있으시다면 어떤 게 있으실까요?
I know that
되게
actor.
굉장히 많이 알고 있죠.
자, jokes are good.
머릿속에 한 수백 가지 정도
몇 개만 해줘봐요.
몇 개만요? 베스트만. 제가 봤을 때 안녕하세요는 이 거품이 조금 껴있는 거. 뭐가 어떤 거?
Unbelievable.
이거 7개 맛이 있어요. 첫 번째 포도 맛, 두 번째 복숭아 맛, 세 번째 오렌지 맛, 그리고 네 번째 레몬 맛, 다섯 번째 청포도 맛, 여섯 번째 블루베리 맛, 일곱 번째 아미의 사랑 맛.
And no one laughs except for him, right? Right. Right. I resonate with that. Yes.
햄버거가 무슨 색인 줄 아니?
What color?
햄버거요?
Hamburger.
버건디! 버건디!
I've never heard that joke before. What color are hamburgers? Burgundy. I need to write that down. What color are burgers? I'm trying to like multitask. Right. Worldwide handsome, that's funny. Worldwide handsome.
Hello, my name is Jin. I'm worldwide handsome, you know?
Worldwide handsome.
Worldwide handsome.
Question is, what's your good luck charm?
Jen?
일단 진영이라는 사람은 제가 데뷔를 할 때까지 가장 이해할 수 없었던 타입의 사람이기도 해요. 저는 그런 사람을 생전 처음 봤어요. 어떻게 치열하게 안 살 수 있는 거지? 아 근데 또 그 형이 치열하게 살지 않는 게 아닙니다. 정말 뒤에서 정말 많은 노력을 해요. 저랑 같이 양나에게로서 사실 치열하게 살지 않는 것도 아닌데 정말 여유롭고 본인의 어떻게 보면 주관이 굉장히 확실하고 저는 항상 치열하게 살아와야 하지 않나라고 생각했던 사람이라서 진영을 보면서 생각이 굉장히 많이 바뀌었어요.
그럼 내일 고민을 하잖아. 난 단 한 번도 고민을 해본 적이 없어. 나는 진짜 오늘만 사는 사람이야. 일주일 뒤에 무슨 일이 있다. 그러면은 그 일만 가지고 열심히 나는 뭔가를 해. 그리고 그게 끝나면 좋은 기억을 갖고 있겠지만 그 일은 그냥 싹 잊어.
Huh. I wish. That's a pretty interesting mindset.
내가 항상 까불거리고 항상 막 와 이러고 있는 이유가 내가 까불거려서 행복할 때도 있지만 상대방이 웃어서 더 행복한 그러니까 날 행복하게 하려고 솔직히 말해 상대방을 이용하는 거야. 상대방을 웃게 해가지고 나를 웃게 하는 거야.
그렇게 생각할 수 있다.
근데 다른 사람들한테도 다른 사람들이 웃으니까 좋은 거야.
항상 나도 밝고 가볍고 정말 이런 모습만 보여주지만 나도 굉장히 자주 우울하고 노력하고 있는 거야. 그냥 남들한테 내 밝은 모습
It must have been after a fight.
나랑도 우울한 면이 없거나 그러진 않아.
I must have, because I know that I remember there's footage of them getting in arguments and stuff, so that must have been that kind of situation. The fact that we're able to have conversations, like real conversations, because we're people, BTS are humans at the end of the day, right? So the closer you are, what I've learned from being a human myself and from what I've observed from human interaction is the closer you get to people, the more messy a relationship can get. Because the more intimate you are with someone, emotionally, physically, whatever, you end up learning or you end up expecting them to understand you because they've been around you. So surely they should know you like you know yourself. But that's not how that works a lot of times. And so whenever you get in tiffs, especially whenever you work together, right, it can get really hard. And so the really important thing is to not ignore confrontation. Like, we don't want to always seek it out, but we don't want to ignore it entirely either. We want to be able to like rest in it together and find mutual respect with each other. And that's something that, based on the footage that I've seen, which of course I will get more and more as we get in our journey together, right? This is just the beginning. So fun. We get to really see that with them because they're human. And in order for you to actually have like a true, genuine relationship with people, you have to, what happens when you fight? It's not an if, it's a when, right? Like when you fight, when you disagree, how do you guys grow your relationship that way? You know what I mean? So, and I feel like they've had cases where sometimes it's better to not have it on camera, but the beauty of it sometimes when you do see it on camera and you see it resolved is you see, look at humans doing a healthy human thing. Is working through life together. Like that, to me, all day I can watch that. Okay. So he's the youngest in the family, but he's the oldest in BTS. So that's interesting. I didn't know he was the youngest in his actual like family. Yes, cookies and Coke. Was that during Run, that era? Yes, for Jin. What a 남자.
오늘 만났어요, 여러분들. 방금 전에 그래서 생일 선물로 이거 사주셨어요. 이렇게 용돈까지 넣어주셨어요.
Oh, that's cute.
돈이에요, 돈 여러분들.
That's cute. Real, like real money.
두 달치 월급을 저한테 부산이 이렇게 주셨습니다.
혼자 내 머릿속에는 이렇게 멤버들이 있어야 뭔가 자연스러워지니까 뭔가 내 핸드폰이나 지갑처럼 없으면 불안한 그런 것들 있잖아.
You're like my wallet or cell phone. I feel nervous when I don't have you. That's actually a really nice compliment.
안녕하세요. 상추 안에 레디 안 해주시면 강퇴하겠습니다. 3, 2, 1, 0, 땡. 강퇴하겠습니다. 이제 또
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
좋아 메이플 10년 차. 깼다.
Sound effects help you cope sometimes. Nice. Oh, pretty. Ah. It's a good song. They just have a lot of good songs. This is a good one.
그렇게 잡으면 이 쌀이 밖으로 떠서 이렇게
뒤집어서
그쪽으로 되는
이쪽.
하고 시간이 지났을 때 손의 느낌이 달라.
지금 많이 올라왔네. 거의 다 완성이 된 것 같아요. 뽀글뽀글 지금 엄청 올라오고. 그래?
다 드실 수 있어요?
형은 빅진이야.
야,
남들과 달라.
뭔가 굉장히 많은데 오늘이?
이거 좀 오리가 있네. 다시 한번 해야지.
Suga. I'm excited. I don't think I have seen any music videos of Augusty. I've heard of some of the tracks, but I'm really excited when we get to Augusty. Come on, come on! Yeah! Hey, cool! Oh, man! Oh, I'm ready for that. Got lots of things to enjoy before then. Okay. 93. Here's a cat. Shuki? Alright, here we go. He is, so Suga, his animal is a cat. Okay. And then the BT21 character, his name is Shuki. Cool. Nice. And he drew that. Cool. 93. He's about like 3 years older than me. Okay. He's what? He's like 31 now?
SUGA, also known as Min Yoongi, is the rapper and record producer of BTS.
So sorry if my coughs bother
After hitting
you.
a big high when he was young, he decided to become a rapper.
Love it. Love it.
그런 식으로 계속 듣고 실제로 제가 음악 만들 때 엄청 영향을 많이 받은 뮤지션이거든요, 에픽하이는. 저도
That must mean a lot to Tablo too.
이런 이야기들을 많이 하는 가장 큰 이유도 사실 에픽하이의 영향을 많이 받은 거죠.
He began writing music lyrics when he was just 13 years old.
Nice.
By age 17, he started working at a recording studio as a part-time job. and since then, he began composing and arranging music, rapping and performing. Since the job that he worked at was unpaid, he faced a lot of struggles to the point where he had to choose between spending money for his meals or his transportation. Before being part of BTS, he performed as an underground rapper with his hip-hop crew D-Town and went by the name of Gloss.
Ooh.
After seeing a poster for Big Hit's Hit It Rap competition, SUGA decided to participate and ranked second, eventually becoming a producer and a trainee
Look at
under
that.
Big Hit Entertainment.
That's cool. Cool.
He chose SUGA as his stage name. It stands for the first two syllables of shooting guard, his favorite position in basketball.
Ooh. Look
For
at
his
me.
solo
Look at all
works,
this.
He goes by August D,
Which is reversed.
DT
Daegu,
Sugar
right. I knew
when read
this.
backwards. DT stands for Daegu Town. While training under Big Hit, SUGA also did a part-time delivery job to earn money, where he got into an accident while delivering on a motorcycle and injured his left shoulder. He endured the pain for several years, until finally getting surgery in 2020.
Wow.
He's doing better now, and has the 7 tattoo at the same place.
That's cool. I love that. Nice. So he's a producer. Heavy credits on their discography from the jump. I like SUGA's tone a lot. Oh, okay. That was giving a little Gladiator vibe, wasn't it? Oh boy. It's probably why I liked him. I still like him. Like, I appreciate the fact that he doesn't, there's not like, I don't think he's ever showcased a facade. I think it's something I picked up on over the years with him. That's probably what I naturally leaned in with him. I like the fact that sometimes he just wasn't engaged in what was going on. You know what I mean? And I'm like that's real. Like sometimes when you struggle through depression or anxiety or OCD or anything emotionally or mentally, there's some people in life that don't understand those things because they've never struggled with those things. And then there's people who may have not been diagnosed with those things, but they can really relate to it. And then there's people who can really relate to it. And so just like it's important to have representation in fashion and media, and dance, right? But also in music. Like I said, music is so influential. And so whenever we touch on things that like those things that he talks through, like, you know, that we've heard in the lyricism just already and the things that I've just remembered, it makes you not feel crazy and it makes you feel comforted. It goes back to comfort doesn't always have to be here's a hug. It's a, hey, I recognize that this is a very real thing that exists in people's lives and it's okay that it exists. Do you know what I mean? Like just recognizing the elephant in the room and that you're not crazy for having it. Do you know what I mean? So I respect that. Never mind. Same album. Never mind. Never mind. Come on. Oh, you noticed that it said that it was black and white and it was featuring Rap Monster. I wonder if that was during the time when Rap Monster released mono. Or from what he talked about. I don't know. That's cool though. Yes, some of the songs that he's produced, I've really enjoyed. Is there one by yeah? I was about to say from IU. There was one. I'm excited to get to this. Wow. Wow. I'm intrigued about this list.
SUGA has solo songs within BTS albums like First Love, Trivia Seesaw, and Interlude Shadow.
I remember First Love.
He also released 2 mixtapes, August D in 2016 and D2 in 2020.
Yes, I've heard August D. I don't think I've seen the music videos for any of it though. I have no idea though. We'll find out when we watch it. Ah, so funk. It's a man in a man's world. Man's world.
원동력이었는데 물론 지금은 아닙니다. 그래서 D1은 그런 음악들.
Anger.
나이가 들고 분노할 것들이 조금씩 줄어들더라고요.
아, 뭔지 알 것 같아.
예전에는 이제 지옥에서 살아 들어온 방탄소년단이다라고 표현할 정도로 정말 사방팔방에서 아주 뿌듯했었었는데 요즘은 그냥 그런 사람들 좀 용서를 해버렸어요. 저는 화를 중심으로 음악을 했던 사람이에요.
He released his debut solo album, D-Day, in 2023.
I didn't know that.
분풀이로서 이런 앨범들을 만들었었는데.
You know who's another rapper who's done that? It's NF. And I really resonate a lot with NF on a lot of his personal trauma. I don't relate to, but how his word choices, how his lyricism is so thought-provoking and captivating. So I'm really intrigued whenever we go through SUGA's promotions, like visual works, right, with lyrics and stuff. Very intrigued on seeing if there's going to be some similarities between that, like if there's a correlation. Even though he's a different tone, he has different isms of how he chooses to rap and how he chooses to phrase in his lyricism. That's what makes it beautiful and unique, right? And that's the beauty of hip-hop is showcasing originality and creativity, but authenticity is a huge component of it that a lot of times that's why people can be very sensitive to whenever you have in the idol industry or in the entertainment industry, people use it as like a fun concept and they don't actually understand the depth of what they're actually doing, which to me, I feel like in a lot of cases, BTS, I mean, we're seeing just from here, but from what I've heard in sound too, they've invested time in the creative outlet of it. They don't ghostwrite. They're not outsourcing and taking credit for it, right? Like they're putting themselves out there at the front, which you're going to have some people who don't like that. And you're going to have some people that vibe with it, right? And it's just, it's important to have those conversations, right? But all that to say, it's interesting. He's like, I've made albums out of my personal trauma or anger. I'm very intrigued on when the shift happens. Maybe it's between the 2 albums and we can like hear maybe by how he shows himself in personality, how his movement quality progresses. I'm curious if his movement quality changes as a result of that as well. Because fun fact, a lot of times your emotions can get stored in different parts of your body. So for me, anger is something that I've struggled with for the majority of my life, and I still do in a lot of cases. And so my shoulders tend to be more tense, right? And there's just more tension there, and that can influence my movement at times. So I'm very curious if seeing how he moves in the earlier stages is one component of it, because he's navigating through expressing and processing through trauma and anger. That's a very real possibility, right? So that makes me very, very intrigued.
조금 어른스러운 시점에서 좀 정리를 한 앨범이고 그로 인해서 완전한 해석이 되지 않았나. 굉장히
That's cool.
홀가분합니다. 그리고 정확하게 이야기하면 더 이상 나의 과거에 대한 이야기를 할 게 별로 없다는 거죠.
That's a good place to be. I get over it.
되게 현재에 집중을 했고 그리고 많은 사람들이 과거를 부끄러워하고 미래를 두려워해서 사실 현재에 많이 집중 못하고
He's accepted his past is what it sounds like, right?
현재에 좀 집중해서 살아보자라는 메시지를 담은 곡들도 있습니다.
Halsey, Juice WRLD, Psy, IU, and more. Cool. Personally, I want the full list, but we'll uncover it in the spreadsheet. I got a lot of it on there, so. Really cool. That's cool. Oh my god! I bet that was so fun for him because his name SUGA was in reference to his favorite position in basketball. That's so cool! Yes! Valentino, that's cool. That's so cool. I love it. Like, that's a really dope sponsorship. Or ambassadorship. Brutally Savage. Oh, it's always the quiet ones a lot of times, right? Grandpa. Is it like Ajushi? Or Shuka Cohen? I mean, why not? It's there. Oh. Please show me. Is it on the floor? Laying on the ground? Boy! I've had dancers do that and say they're stretching. That's fun. That's fun. Just staring.
그럼 저 혼자 하겠습니다. 정말 혼자 하네요.
진짜 니은 같은 거네?
Don't touch me. Oh, that's fun. That's fun.
전혀 기쁘지 않으세요?
아니 제가 원래 덤덤한테 원래 생일 이런 거 좀 잘 안 챙겨가지고 제가 호비 같은 게 그런 타입은 아니에요.
요즘 사람 이야기하는데 제가 20대 중반까지만 해도 생각이 이렇게 생기지 않았어요. 되게 이렇게 눈이 올라가 있었어요. 옛날에. 그래서 나이 들면서 우연찮게 보고 했던 친구들이 다 이야기 되게 무서웠다고. 사실 내가 뭐 무섭게 사람들 대한 적은 없거든요. 굉장히 뭐 알다시피 생각보다 상대방 많이 배려하는 편이거든요. 좋은 때도 항상 하는 편이고 마음적으로 되게 배려를 해준다고 하는 그런 모습들이 그 사람들한테는 되게 차갑게 느껴졌을 수도 있고 차분함인 것 같아요. 크게 상황에 동요를 안 하려고 많이 노력을 하고 그리고 사람들이 좀 오해를 하는데 제가 이 표현이 좀 서툴다고 해야 되나? 특별히 막 칭찬을 하기도 좀 어려워하고 칭찬을 받는 것도 어려워하고 잔잔함을 좀 유지하려고 하는 게 좀.
There's so much beauty in that, though. Like, just like there's so much there. That's why it's so important to have so many different types of personalities in life, because not everybody should act the same, because then we're just robots at that point, right? We're all programmed to think the same way. So the fact that he is the way that he is, right? And then you have others that are a completely different skill set of personality. Like, there's beautiful skills that come with that. So the fact that he's calm, it can allow him certain abilities that can advocate and fill in when he needs to, when in other environments, other individuals would respond very differently, right? So I feel like, if anything, it's good to not have too many similar personalities in a group. I actually like the contrast of personalities because it allows you to have more of this, which I think is going to be stronger than too many people that act like this, right? So I vibe with that. And for me, I prefer being around calmer people because I can be very vocal and confrontational whenever I'm upset about something. And so if there's somebody who takes a more reserved approach, I actually get very inspired by people who approach through things that make them upset in that way, because I don't know, it's just, it keeps me in check, if I'm being honest. Like, there's so much of a respect for that, because the amount of, like, I don't know, it's not logic, but there's just a certain skill set that's something I've always been envious of. And it's something like that, of being calm through strife. That's a really hard thing for me at times. So for me, I know a lot of times he does come across in that way. For me, I also treat it like he's a human, being a human, and people are going to take that however they want to take it. Some people are like, how dare he not compromise to what we're asking of him? He needs to smile and do this, that, and the other all the time. For me, I appreciate the fact that he's a real human. So whenever I do see him have some, you know, a smile or a genuine response to something, I know it's genuine. Do you know what I mean? I kind of feel that way about Vernon from 17. Like, he gives off that vibe sometimes, as well. So for me, I actually lean in towards those types of, like, I see it's just realistic, and I vibe with that very much so, as somebody who I want people to see me as somebody, like, I'm a real person with real feelings, who's always open and receptive, just like me going through this whole guide. I love it. Like, we're only halfway through and I'm having a blast. Like, I'm thoroughly enjoying what I'm doing, but I also know there's so much. This is just the tip of the iceberg of everything we're going to get into. And I know I'm going to fall short in a lot of ways, but I also, too, at the end of the day, just like ARMYs are able to see the members of BTS as people, I see them as people. You see them as people, too, that there's a lot of respect for what they do. I want to be able to be somebody that can showcase a very real side of me approaching when I look at their material, from a lived experience of listening to it for the first time, in some cases, and in other cases, revisiting it after years of not hearing it, right? And so it's just a very interesting kind of thing to navigate. So all that to say, I vibe with SUGA's personality, because to me it feels very genuine, which, if anything, allows me to really resonate with his lyrics, because he's living it out too, if that makes sense.
동생이 엉뚱한 맞아. 아, 진짜 배가 고프다. 형 이거 안 먹는다고요, 진짜? 그래, 일단 너밥 먹고만 가도 배가 불러.
I've always wanted to try that, but I don't know how to prepare it. This is a great track. I'm so glad they won with it, but man, it's a good track. It's good choreo too. Just like Forever. What is it? Yeah, Forever we are young. I don't think I've heard this one.
삼계탕이 왜 고향 줄이냐?
아니 이게 예전에는 사실 닭을 먹는 것도 쉽지 않은 시절이었으니까.
맞아. 뉴욕 지하철에는 화장실 없다고 했어요. 이는 증상으로 날파리증이라고도 합니다. 이 증상의 이름은 아니야, 슈가자.
비문증.
비문증. 정답!
That's awesome.
이거 본 거 같아, 제가.
맞아.
One time.
하늘에서 매우 좋다라는 뜻은
나봉.
맞아요.
I love it. Maybe we'll watch an episode of that too. That's cool.Maybe I'll put a vote for which ones to look at. Maybe this with the members.
좀 궁금했어. 이 얘기는 안 물어봤으니까. 이제 솔로 앨범의 계획들을 쫙 보면서 앨범이 나왔을 때 홍보 개념으로 유튜브를 나가야 되는데 그걸 좀 해주려고 멤버들한테 만들었던 게 가장 첫 번째 생각이었어.
그냥 이 팀 오래 하는 게 유일한 꿈인 것 같아.
7명이서 죽을 때까지 함께하는 미래를 그리긴 해요.
That's a good future.
현재를 사는 게 제 꿈이에요. 앞으로도 영원히 현재를 사는 거.
지금 당장 내가 원하는 걸 하고 싶어. 그 행복을 유지했으면 좋겠다. 나를 좋아하시고 BTS를 좋아하시고 뭐 여러 멤버들을 좋아하시는 분들에게 사랑을 베푸는 그런 꾸준함이 있는 아티스트가 되는 게 저희 꿈이자 그냥 소소의 저희 목표인 것 같아요.
진짜 멋있다. 나 스스로 그냥 그런 순간이 왔으면 좋겠어요.
그러면은 딱 우리 다 같이 이렇게 모이는 시간이 오면은 딱 먼저 여행부터 갑시다.
I've seen the whole documentary at this point. It was really fun. Really fun. I liked he was able to bring his friend along too through it. It's nice to like not do something like that alone. That was a really cool documentary. Okay. He's a squirrel. Ah, here we go. Okay. Ah. JHOPE. His is a squirrel. Cool. And then his character is Monk. Now, I'll probably hopefully remember the names. I don't know if I'll remember the like symbols of like the actual characters. It's cute though. Cute.
JHOPE, also known as JUNGKOOK, is a rapper and also the dance leader of BTS. He started taking dance lessons at Gwangju Music Academy
That's
when he
cool.
was just 10 years old and was also the youngest to join a street dancing crew called Neuron.
Mm-hmm.
He was well known for his dancing skills, winning many local awards and also winning first place at the National Dance Competition in 2008.
Fun.
His dancing eventually led to an interest in singing, and he auditioned to become an idol trainee and eventually debuted as the third member of BTS. Although he had never rapped before, he practiced hard and developed his own rap style with the help of RM and SUGA.
Nice. I'm assuming, yeah, he's in charge of cleaning and all that now, yeah? He does. I agree with that. Play on. Hakuna Matata. Oh. When they had, because they know Boy in Love, and then they had the song Boy with Love, that really threw me off for a long time. The preposition gets me. I've never seen the music video, but I've heard this track, and I really like the track. Yep. So he gets to be what that means. He leads them during rehearsals. So he's somebody who's like kind of a performance director per se, movement director, checks for mistakes. That's a cleaner. That's what a cleaner does. Offers tips to help others improve. And he's an instructor. Look at him wearing all the hats. Love it.
It's okay.
Dun 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 dun.
형이 앞으로 오고 이렇게 뒤로 가는 거야. 여기서 엔딩인데 여기는 문 다 똑같아 엔딩인데. 봐봐요.
Yep. Just get it right today. I like it better when Young gets it wrong. Does it make him feel better when he gets it wrong too? Oh, whoa, whoa. Nice. V's in the line. Cool. Right. Nice. See? And that's after I took a step out of K-pop. So I love it. I love that. So cool. Hope on the Street. I have those on my spreadsheet, the Hope on the Street ones. Ooh. Interesting, okay. Is this Daft Punk? Good ISOs. Looks like he chooses his vibrations come from his torso, or possibly his lower body more so than his arms, which I find interesting. Normally people go arms, but yeah, body too. So most of what you ended up seeing was like a heavy hybrid, a lot of different boogalooing elements. So you would have like boogalooing, like the umbrella term that we would use for like the dance that you would see, like popping, you would see tutting. Well, for there I would call isolation more animation heavy inspiration. See some waving, some vibration, some ticking, that kind of stuff. So that makes a lot of sense because I know who he like Neuron, like the group, and who was a part of it. I know what he was normally influenced by because of the documentary, because I've already seen it. That was really fun. So that's kind of like, it's going to be really fascinating knowing all that going in, seeing his movement quality progress too, because poppers a lot of times, there's a lot of fullness and a lot of impact. Legato is also really nice. It can be explored. A lot of times poppers use that through waving a lot of times, right? So him having some good waves is something that I think is a very safe assumption going into, but seeing how all of that shifts into the kind of choreography that they all end up doing in the future tracks that they do from where he started. So that's what I'm excited for too. It's gonna be cool. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Naidum! Yeah! Naidum! My name. Ugh.
보고 싶다 이렇게 말하니까 더 보고 싶다 너의 사진을 보고 있어도 보고 싶다 너무 애석한 시간 나는 우리가 믿다 이제 얼굴 한번 보는 것조차 힘들어진 우리가 The world is special Cause we're out of control I do it for you love just you and love don't know why we make it right I do it for you love just you and
Ah, look at the shuffle. Come on now.
JHOPE released his mixtape Hope World in 2018. He released his first solo debut album in 2022, titled Jack in the Box.
그동안 좀 통통 튀고 발랄하면서도 그런 곡들을 많이 했다. 이것들이 상자 안에 있는 음악이었다면 세상 밖으로 나와서 우수한 경험, 그 경험을 토대로 내가 느끼는 감정들, 말하는 이야기들, 그 이야기들을 하면서 그리고 활동을 하면서 느껴지는 내 자신만의 이면의 그림자. 세상 밖에 나와서 내가 할 수 있는, 내가 다룰 수 있는 음악과 감정들을 한번 해보자. 물론 나를, 내 팀을 이끌어준 거는 밝고 쾌활하고 긍정적인 제이홉이지만 내 자신이 이런 모습도 있다라는 거를 이제는 보여줄 때가 된 것 같아가지고.
He also released an EP in 2024 titled Hope on the Street Volume 1. He also sang On the Street, featuring J. Cole.
Okay, now I'm intrigued about that. Becky G, I've choreographed 2 Becky G's, and I've also done a choreo review of Rush Hour with Crush. That's cool. Hobie Palooza, that's cool. Look at that. Louis Vuitton. Spicy. Okay. Nice. Personality, hobbies, and more. I'm J-Hope. So much energy. Oh, man. But hey, just like it's important to have personalities like J-Hope, it's important to have personalities like SUGA, right? Like, there's somebody for everybody. It's kind of like how it's been shown here, right? You got a little bit of people that are gonna prefer the RM vibe of things, the Gen vibe of things, maybe because of age, personality, whatever, name even, I don't know. But yeah, some people really like having super extroverted and bubbly individuals, and you have some people who are like, I want to be next to the person that looks like they don't care about anything, even if that's not the case, like that kind of presentation, you know what I mean? So cool. Oh man. Wow. JIMIN V and JUNGKOOK. Especially Doris, Smart Nightline, you can often see the 3 youngest hanging out with J-Hope.
그래서 우리 팀에 엄마 같은 존재다. 춤도 잘 추고 춤 잘 추는 엄마? 그런 느낌?
Oh, was that for not today? Cute. It's interesting what he's wearing. Aw, cute. Aw. That's really sweet. I love it when group members visit each other on set of things. Cute. Cute.
그리고 정직하고 이 성실함만으로도 사람이 이렇게 멋있을 수 있구나를 처음 알게 해준 게 형인 것 같아요. 동생으로서도 같은 팀 멤버로서도 참 많이 배운 것 같습니다요. 참 우리를 항상 많이 챙기고 여러 가지 신경 쓰기 위해서 항상 고생한다는 거 안다는 거 그리고 진심으로 고맙다는 얘기를 꼭 해주고 싶었습니다. 같이 하는 동안 몸 좀 잘 챙기시고 마음 고생 좀 그만하셨으면 좋겠습니다. 항상 고맙기만 한 우리 형 사랑합니다. 고맙습니다 형.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love the fact too that they actually vocalize that to each other. Do you know what I mean? Like that's because you won't know unless somebody tells you. You know, I experience that often where it's like I don't know when somebody comments, like somebody just comments on a video and they're like, hey, I really appreciate you touching on this thing here because it allowed me to understand why the choreo made it feel the way that it did. Like that kind of stuff means the world to me because I never actually know if I'm being helpful unless somebody tells me. Just like in the case of if somebody's being constructive, like allowing me the grace to know that I'm human and I will fail, but also the opportunity to grow from it, I think is like a really big thing for me. And like being able to see that with people is huge. And allowing that space is also really huge. But whenever people tell me things like, I appreciate your honesty, but I also appreciate your grace and your respect for the things that you do. Like when I hear stuff like that, I don't feel like I deserve it. And so it hits like really deep, if I'm being honest. So I really love the fact that they're able to be in the positions to be vocalize that to each other. Because that will stick with you in a great way. It's quiet again. A little bracelet. Cute. I really like those suspenders. I wish I was more fashionable because I like fashion too, but I admire when people have good fashion sense. I myself am not that great at being fashionable unless somebody tells me how to dress and then I just copy that. I let Pinterest tell me what to do. Jimin's turn. Yo, side note, one of the most recommended anything so far has been his Set Me Free Part 2. So it's on the list, guys. Do not worry. We have a lot to get through before we can appreciate that one, but yes. What's his animal? I don't know. Let me guess. I didn't have a chance to guess these. What would Jimin's animal be? Let's say if Suga's a cat. And then, who was it? JHOPE was a squirrel? Jimin could be, I've just forgotten all the animals in the world. A flamingo. I don't know. He's probably not a flamingo. Nah. He's something even better. Is he a bird? No. I don't know. I'm ready. But he is a bird. Okay, cool. I'll take that as a win. He's a baby chicken. I love it. Love it. Baby chicken. And the character's name is Chimmy. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cherry. La October 13th, 95. That's almost, I was born on the 29th of 96. So he is a year and some days older than me. That's cute.
Jimin is a vocalist and also the main dancer of BTS along with JHOPE. During middle school, he started attending Just Dance Academy, where he learned hip-hop dancing. Prior to becoming a trainee, Jimin learned contemporary dance at Busan High School of Arts and was a top student in the modern dance department. Impressed by his talent, a teacher encouraged him to join an entertainment agency, and thus Jimin joined Big Hit Entertainment after passing the auditions. Jimin was the last Big Hit trainee to be added to the lineup that would eventually become BTS. Of the band's 7 members, he spent the shortest period of time, 6 months, as a trainee before debuting.
Also, you notice he's not the first person that are individual. Shout out to Purple Snow, by the way. I cannot believe I waited till this long. They're the ones that have this. This is a fantastic guide. I am having so much fun. And I can just, the amount of time it probably took to make this, guys, is like astronomical because of the amount of footage, how it's being placed, the information, all that. Like that, multiple hats off to you. But there's multiple members at this point so far that's been introduced in this way, that they were not incentivized, but they were told to do it. Like they were recommended to do it by somebody else, like a mentor figure. Do you know what I mean? Or like a colleague. So it shows you the power of who you surround yourself with, if I'm being honest, because you have BTS in some part because of the individual, like his teacher, who was like, hey, maybe you should try this, you know, and that planting a seed in his head. Who knows if that didn't happen, would it have still happened? Maybe. But I think that's really cool, the power of a teacher. Like that's why for me, I take such a strong responsibility for being a teacher for people, is that there's a responsibility at times where I can be an encouraging word in the position that I'm in to what's the word, like help guide if somebody is curious about certain directions, right? Because of somebody who's lived life in different areas and different facets, there's certain areas that I would always want to set my own students up for success in, and other ones where I've noticed right now it may not be the safest for you because of XYZ, right? Because of how the industry can be depending on the year, right? So all that to say, I really like the fact that the teacher felt, saw something in Jimin to where, hey, you should look into this option, setting him up for success, or like giving him an option and an opportunity, and actually gave him a seed in his head that he could do something, right? Instead of being like, oh, you're not good enough for that. Because I've had that told in my face by a teacher too. So I love that he received support from a teacher, not criticism from a teacher to kind of steer him away from it, because we get to appreciate the Jimin now. It was cool. I love it. He absolutely does. Correct. I think his was the easiest to hear out of everybody's. I've never heard this song before. Beautiful. Ooh. Yeah, me too. Oh man. So yes, I do know this. Training contemporary dancers. He knows how to fill music. Fun. Wow. Nice. Beautiful. He pulled a chest split in skinny jeans, boy. Now, I technically have not seen Black Swan all the way through. But I know it's Sergio was the choreographer for it, who was also with CDK Company, so I am very intrigued on how it's formatted. That's filthy. That's cool. I love me a good speed change with tension.
Songs within BTS's albums like Lie, Serendipity, and Filter.
I know Lie.
He's also released solo songs like Promise, Closer Than This, and more. The song Closer Than This is a song dedicated to Army, which was released after he left for his military enlistment.
He also has a song, Who, but I don't know if this was out before then.
솔로 앨범이라는 게
근데 오래 걸렸다 이미.
이거 1년 걸렸나? 라스베가스 때부터 이야기하지 않았나?
그쵸. 10개월 걸렸죠, 10개월. 이렇게 오래 걸릴 줄 몰랐어요.
첫 이제 솔로 앨범이고
A lot of pressure, right?
하다 보니까 시행착오가 많았겠지. 페이스
Yeah.
앨범 소개를 좀 해줘.
이제 아무래도 되돌아보는 앨범이다 보니까
우와.
자기가 자신을 마주한다 이런 의미로 페이스를 지어주셨는데 좋더라고요 되게.
좀 보자.
이쁘게 잘 나왔어요.
잘 나왔더라.
약간 그 물에 내 얼굴 비친 느낌.
Although he's not one of the three main songwriters, Jimin has written most of his solo songs
Love
and
it.
has also participated in producing a few songs, including Friends, which is written and also co-produced by Jimin. The song Friends talks about his friendship with V since their high school days, reminiscing about the old times and promising to stay by each other forever. Friends was also featured in the Marvel movie Eternals.
Really?
Jimin collaborated with NLE Choppa, Mooney Long, Kodak Black, and Jake for the song Angel Part 1
Okay.
for the movie Fast and Furious.
I do have that saved on my spreadsheet. That's gonna be a fun era with a lot of collabs. Taeyang, I'm excited for that one. It's been a hot minute since I've looked at. I haven't looked at really any recent Taeyang stuff. Outside of, his feature on Home Sweet Home, you know how it is. Dior. Love it. Tiffany & Co. Look at that. They're taking all the spicy luxury brands, aren't they? A literal angel. Kind, caring, and sympathetic. He's often the first person to comfort when a member is down. Oh, that's great. Does he have like a emotional discernment about him? But that's a good skill set to have. Aww. Aww. You have the best hugs. Just eat the cupcakes. Get the hug, absolutely. Oh, it's a good hug. Yay for hugs. It's a lot of hugs.
What's one thing I did everyone else said?
Hugs.
와, 혹시 당신은 천사입니까?
Whoa.
좋아요.
Also, side note, don't worry. What's really interesting about the marathon with BTS that I don't really do with a lot of groups is I've saved brackets of all the Bangtan TVs because they're short, like a minute and a half. A lot of them are. And I have I'm going to be doing compilations from a certain range depending on the era of our marathon that we're in. So I will be looking at a lot of this material. Some of it I've seen before, and then some of it'll be new. So I'm really excited for that aspect because that'll be our behind the scenes. A lot of the info comes from Bangtan TV, and it's just easier to see the whole era, see the discography, and then see the behind the scenes for all of it. I think it's gonna be really fun. So I'm excited to see all of this again. I want to bite him.
귀여워요. 진짜.
That's adorable.
방탄에서 아까 손명호 게임을 했는데 방탄에서 제일 귀여운 사람 접어 하면 지민이가 접어야 됩니다. 아시죠, 여러분?
That's cute.
지민이 요정입니다.
A fairy from a fairy tale. Extremely hardworking. There were times when he was very hard on himself and would blame himself often. And that's why it's important to have people there to kind of meet you where you are, right? That's good. I'm always happy for that. That's good.
이렇게 안 좋은 생각을 하게 되면 한도 끝 없이 안 좋은 생각을 해요. 자신감이 자꾸 떨어지게 되니까 걱정을 많이 하게 되니까 이게 되게 다운이 됐을 때 이거에 저는 제일 예민한 것 같아서
정말 노력을 많이 했단 말이죠, 연습생 때부터. 진짜 솔직히 모든 연습생, 이때까지 거쳐간 연습생들 중에 아마 제일 열심히 했을 거예요, 진짜. 지금 보컬 노래하는 것으로 보면 예전이랑 또 엄청 많이 바뀌고 되게 대단하다고 생각이 드는데,
근데 이거는 진짜 확실하게 얘기할 수 있는 게 지민이 형이 제 기준에서 가장 본인한테 엄격하고 가장 열심히 했던 사람이긴 해요. 지민이 형은 거의 잠을 거의 안 잤었던 것 같아요. 진짜요? 누구보다 일찍 일어나고 누구보다 늦게 잤었어요.
4시까지 하고 6시 반쯤에 일어나서
새벽 4시에 자요?
네, 그땐 그랬어.
그 6시 반에 일어나서
그때는 안 힘들었었던 것 같아요. 이게 아버지한테 달에 한 번씩 전화하면서 안 될 수도 있다. 근데 실망만 하지 마라. 제가 여기서 떨어져도 뭘로든 제가 해낼 테니까 너무 실망만 안 하셨으면 좋겠다면서 막 몸이 힘들다고 느끼진 않아.
사실 너의 이제 첫 상경 날부터 지금까지 쭉 봐왔던 사람으로서 그 노력이 재능이라면 이 친구는 천재다라고 얘기할 정도로 노력을 많이 해왔던 멤버라고 생각하는데 요즘 진짜 말도 안 되게 연습을 하잖아. 거의 매일 나와서 하고 있지 않아?
그냥 딱 느낀 거죠. 뭐가 부족한지도 알고 그리고 예쁘게 봐주시는 건 감사한데 이제 그동안 해왔던 노력들이 물거품이라는 얘기는 아닌데 정확히 방법을 알고 노력을 해야 되는데 좀 헛수고도 많이 하기도 했고 그런 뱅뱅 돌아서 이제야 좀 제대로 된 연습을 시작한 것 같아요. 기본적인 것들은 참 안 하고 뭔가 급급했다는 생각이 많이 들었던 것 같아요.
나는 어릴 적부터 난 너가 너무 조급해하는 게 보였어. 그러니까 그 멋있어지고 싶고 되게 장차하고 싶어 하는 게 너무 보이는 친구였어, 어릴 적부터.
Yo, that is fascinating. I'm so glad he brought that up, because a lot of times people, and I really resonate with that, when you see, when like, let's, for instance, when you work hard, there's a right way to work hard, and then there's a in vain working hard, which is what he just touched on. So a lot of that can be, if your mindset is in the wrong place, that can be working hard in vain. A lot of it can be a productive sense of working hard is knowing enough about yourself, knowing what your limits are, knowing how to pace yourself, and knowing how to appreciate the journey. That's something that I've learned, is that sometimes working hard is being submissive when you don't want to be. That's a very interesting thing too, because sometimes I work too hard that how I believe I'm being productive, I'm actually working in vain, because the quality is not what it could be if I listened to my body and I was smart about it, right? And that just takes time for you to learn that about yourself. Sometimes going so far on the deep end to realize, I don't need to do it that way. So I'm very intrigued on if we get to uncover these little nuances throughout his journey, because he's absolutely right. Like, learning, that's one of the best things you could learn about yourself, is how to be productive in your training and how to get the product that you want in the timing that you want, but at a pace that is appropriate for you, because everyone is different. And so that's really cool that he touched on that, because in our day and age, a lot of people focus on product and end goal. They don't think about what it takes to get there. And a lot of times people train in vain because they're training the wrong things, right? They're wanting to rush and get to that really cool shot, or being in front of the camera and, hey, look at me, look how cool I am, and not appreciating the beauty of what you're learning, if that makes sense. So I think that's so cool he touched on that. Come on, sir.
빨리 그렇게 됐으면 좋겠다는 욕심이 너무 컸던 것 같아요.
그때 그거는 좀 연륜이 좀 쌓여야 되는데.
Yes, it does.
그러니까.
You don't realize it. You don't realize it until you have to realize it. The stage, she has a completely different persona. Smexy charisma. Oh, this is from, what's that? With, like, Block B? This whole situation? Come on. I remember that. I've seen this one. Yeah. Cheers. Oh. Does Jimin have jams? Chairs are hard. Chairs are hard. Yo, they have receipts pulled up on these chairs.
Chantal from Quincy. Is Jimin still in his chair? Has he fallen yet? Just kidding. I love teasing and clumsy mochi.
Next question.
Okay, next question.
That's cute. That's cute. Like, oh, we like crafts. Is that a bear? That's cute. Beam! Wow. What would V be? I'm gonna guess an owl. That's fun. I'll take it. Okay, bear or tiger? Nice. Okay. Bear/tiger. And then the name of his B21 character is Tata. Fantastic. In Daegu, same place as SUGA. Okay. Nice, nice. Ha, get it? V shaped. Oh, I never knew that. That one is monolid and then one's double.
V was raised by his grandparents, as his own parents were humble farmers and were working hard to provide a respectable livelihood for the family. V had always been passionate about singing and wanted to become a professional singer when he was in elementary school.
Look at that. Look at him being a professional singer.
In early middle school,
oh, okay.
As a means of pursuing a musical career.
We're here for that.
One day, Big Hit held auditions in his hometown, and one of V's friends wanted to audition for the company.
So he just went with him.
V accompanied his friend to support him. When the producers of Big Hit saw V, they encouraged him to audition as well, which he did, and became the only one in his hometown to pass on to the next round of auditions.
Did his friend get mad that he passed and he didn't? Sometimes friends are like that. I hope they're still friends.
야, 너도 볼래? 구경꾼이다 제가. 네, 좀 부르래요. 해가지고 춤추고 또 없어. 노래도 하고 또 없어. 비트박스 하고 또 없어. 랩하고 또 없어. 색소폰 가져와서 색소폰 들고 또 없어. 네, 이제 없어요. 이제 없어.
He said that's it. That's all I have.
여보세요. 대구에서 나 한 명만 뽑혔대요.
Wow.
할머니 저 합격했어요. 저 이거 했어요.
할머니, I got him.
할머니가 그건 사기꾼이라고.
Look at her trying to look out for him. I love it. Oh, they're trying to play you, son. Was it?
그래서 다 아빠가 막 회사분이 아빠한테 연락하셔가지고 저희
We're legit, I promise.
계약을 딱 하고 연습실에 딱 온 게 그냥 저에게 마법 같은 일이었습니다.
Initially,
That's really
V was
funny.
kept as a secret member and wasn't revealed
Really?
until BTS.
So he's like a secret Pokemon card that you get in a pack. Come on now.
For victory.
Ah, that's fun. Okay, let me write that down. V chose his name because of victory. I did not know that. Now I know. One more fun fact for the chat. Yes, he can. He has a very good range. Oh, show. Ooh. They have a tiny desk in Korea? I learned something new. That's cool. His music video for this song? Come on, sir. That threw me for a freaking loop. I was like, what is happening? Woo. Look at him joining the dance line. I'm proud of him for that. Very sensual, Lori. Immaculate stage presence and expressive face. Yeah. So I have not seen this one. I've only seen this excerpt of it. I have not seen the whole thing. I'm very excited for it. Wait, who? I'm trying to think. Okay, I was thinking the wrong person. Okay, cool. Works and collaborations.
V has solo songs within BTS's albums like Stigma, Singularity, and Inner Child.
Inner Child.
V also has solo songs outside BTS like Winter Bear, Sweet Night, Christmas Tree,
Friends,
and more. He also acted in the K-drama Hwarang
Yes, he
in
did.
2016, for which he also sang the OST titled It's Definitely You, along with Jin. He released his first
And he's still
full-length
friends with
album
a lot of those actors,
Layover
even now, isn't
in
he? Yeah?
2023.
앨범 제목이 레이어보입니다.
레이어버랑 제일 잘 어울릴 것 같은 그런 트랙들을 다 모아놔가지고
네, 되게 편안하게 들 수 있는 스타일이에요. 앨범 전체가 다 이런 스타일이거든요.
뭐 딱히 힘을 주거나 너무 힘이 들어간 곡도 없고 그냥 정말 내가 듣기 편안한 방탄의 곡보다는 그냥 내 김태형의 정서를
Ooh, okay.
He also collaborated with Umi
Look,
on the song
look at the
Wherever
birds.
You Are. V has participated in writing and producing several songs like Blue and Grey, in which he talks about his depression, anxiety, and the pandemic-induced loneliness. 4 O'Clock, a sentimental song that he wrote after he and Jimin had a fight. Winter Bear, which was a tribute to his beloved grandmother, who passed away, and several more.
Oh. We like Grandma. That's awesome. That's a lot of Instagram followers. Compose Coffee. Is that like a coffee brand? It is a coffee brand. I love coffee. With Jackie Chan? That's adorable. Mischievous and hilarious in a unique way. That's real. That's real sometimes. Is he tormenting the dog? Rude.
내가 좋아하는 거 빼면은 좋아하는 거 말고 집중이 거의 못해.
그래서 멤버들한테 집중을 안 해.
Ooh. He just went.
먼저 얘기해 주실래요? 저는 지민 씨의 새끼손가락을 조금 더
Compared to 9 years ago, yeah. We're really cute. She's like, what happened? Bless the pinky finger.
솔직히 여기서 스포 다 해주고 싶은데 어차피 밀릴 거.
Okay.
다음날 회사에 반응 한번 보고 싶은데. 어차피 밀릴 거. 이거랑요.
This is ballsy.
이거랑요.
Does he give me with the whole track list?
원래 회사 말 잘 안 들어서.
Hey, we stand a king. Absolutely. Absolutely. Come on. The silent Joe. Is that EXO next to them? I remember this. They were living it up. Yes. I remember those compilations. I really like that people with this type of personality exist. Where they go and they... What's the word? Yes, John Baptiste. Love John Baptiste. This is adorable. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so he's still friends with him. I really like people with personality types like him who are like so social like that because they provide subconsciously a safe space for people like me who can be a bit insecure in social settings to dive in and partake as well. Now, in some cases, I would be like V in some cases, depends on how I feel. But in other cases, I've seen somebody else and if they're like, hey, come on, then I would be more inclined because of the natural peer pressure of their personality. Do you know what I mean? So I like that he has that kind of vibe because it allows more people to feel safe to do it too. So I'm glad he's still friends with them. And then they ended up doing like a whole little variety show together, didn't they? Park Young-sik! Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. They're cute. Adorable. I really like Park Young-sik as an actor a lot. And he used to be in a K-pop group called ZEA. So glad he's in a healthier headspace and is in a healthier place as a yeah, so like all that to say, like I like seeing people like side note, I saw an interview with him. I don't know if it was with ZEA or not. I don't think so. Maybe with a training somewhere before, but he had a terrible training experience. And then he said that he was able, when he went to a new space, he was treated more like a human. So I hopefully believe that was with ZEA. I don't know if y'all could verify that. If you were a fan of that group, they have a couple of tracks that I like, but yeah, I really like him as an actor a lot. So just wanted to say that out there. Dark, sensitive, and emotional side. So went on, he has matured, his personality has become more quieter. He went through a hard time around 2018, disbanding due to their sudden rise in fame and the insane pressure, expectations, and the tension that came along with
내
it.
인생 중 가장 힘들 때였지. 그러니까.
정말 제가 다시 죽었다 깨어나도 많은 분들이 저에게는 정말 같은 생일인 것 같습니다. 오늘 초대해서 저희가 되게 신청도 많이 해주셨어요. 자체를 할까 말까 고민도 했고 다시 마음 가져가지고 우리 멤버들과 너무 고맙고 저희 항상
I'm going to be so real with y'all right now. So that doesn't surprise me at all that they consider disbanding because of the rise to fame. Because I will tell you, there are so many interactions I've had with people who do in the industry. They work with high profile artists or they work in that niche where a lot of times what they are credited to do, like who they back up tour for, who they choreograph for, a lot of people who aren't in that field look and they're like, oh my God, you have it made. You're incredible. I wish I was doing what you're doing. You must be happy with what you're doing. You would be so shocked how many conversations that we've had where they're like, I don't know if I like what I'm doing. But everyone just assumes that you have to be happy because you're doing something that somebody wishes that they were doing. And that to me is it's so unfortunate that a lot of times when you get to finally like experience something that you've made it a goal in your life to want to do and you do it, but there's sometimes when people experience that, they're like, I don't know what else to do. You know, like some people can get really lost from that. And then also too, when you rise to a really, really high stature, like BTS being as popular as they are, what comes with a success? What else comes with that success? ARMYs know the hate train gets way more aggressive. Why? Because we can all agree BTS is not the only hardworking group in the industry. No one has said that that's not the case. But a lot of times people will downplay all day long what they've worked hard to try to obtain and do. There are always going to be circumstances outside of their work ethic that help, you know, with how things work out. That's life, everybody. Do you know what I mean? Just like having, you know, what if the grandma of V trumped everything and let's say Big Hit didn't contact V's dad? What if he didn't go to be a trainee? Do you know what I'm saying? Like there's so many different circumstances that could have happened earlier on. Later on, when they were told you're not good enough, you guys are from a small agency, you're not going to amount to anything, you're just like everybody else, and all their hard work could amount to nothing. There are a lot of groups that have experienced that, right? So it is such an anomaly. The beauty of the fact that they get to be successful, but at what cost? Now there's so much pressure that they have to live up to people's expectations. I'm not really talking about ARMYs per se. I'm talking about the general public that's viewing from the outside in. They see a group be super, super popular. And then they're like, do they deserve to be popular? Because they don't do time to actually understand that they're people. These are people at the end of the day. Okay? So I am an individual who really cares about people being reminded that they are people and it's okay. That they can fall short sometimes too, because it is impossible for them to get everything right all the time. Like when you go back to RM, in the case that he's normally the ambassador on behalf of the group for a lot of the political side of things, that's so much pressure that he has to do because he's the English-speaking representative. Yes, he's smart, but there's a lot of pressure that comes with what I say can influence how people view me and my group. Right? Without even taking a look at our movement, a look at our music. They're just going to go off of this 4-minute speech and make so many assumptions about us. And that's not fair, but a lot of times that's how life is, especially in the industry. So for them to say that they were considering disbanding because of the pressure, I totally understand that. I've never been in that position, but I understand why they felt that way. For sure. And so I'm on team human. And I hope that they were through the military service, if anything, they were able to find like some rest and able to find like interactions with people that aren't potentially not in their industry and potentially be able to make friends and recoup in different ways that they haven't been able to since being idols. Do you know what I mean? So I'm very intrigued at future 2025 BTS as a whole, how that's going to be, especially, you know, with how HYBE is too, how a lot of what they're doing with their influence, like how that's going to shape the industry when they come back as a group. You know what I mean? So interesting. That is so hard. Oh, yeah.
약간 좀 되니까 비교가 됐어요. 내가 멤버들이랑 템포가 다르고 느리고 조금 더 생각이 달라서 내가 조금 더 힘든 건가? 라는 생각을 진짜 많이 했거든요. 무대를 할 때 내 옆에 있는 멤버들을 보면은 참 즐거웠고 참 막 잘하고 완벽한데 나만 왜 이러지? 라는 생각을 되게 많이 했었던 것 같아요. 그래서 그 상대적으로 그런 번아웃이 좀 심했죠.
사실 그때 성적이나 그때 상황들은 너무 행복했어야 되는 게 맞아.
Right. 잘 되는 시.
빌보드 막
Right.
하고 AMA에서 막 무대하고.
그때 그거였어요. 우리 멤버들이 다 성적이 뭔데.
그렇지.
왜 우리를 해치면서까지 성적을 그렇게 생각을 해야 돼?를 많이 생각을 하고 많이 힘들었던 거예요.
근데 그때 그렇게 했었어야 되는 상황인 거는
확실했죠. 한계에 다다랐었으니까.
사실 이렇게 계속 우리가 활동을 하게 된다면 근데 그때는 그런 게 있었잖아. 이렇게 바쁘고 이렇게 막 잠 못 자서
이런
No,
삶으로는
you can't.
바뀔 수가 없다로.
그치.
Your body's gonna force you to stop. That's what that means.
생각해 보면 뭐 그때 생각했던 고민들이랑 걱정들이 되게
아예.
근데 그때는 우리 막 중내 사내잖아. 못 한다고 막.
그냥 뭐 그렇죠.
Yeah. Goodness gracious. Abstract art. My preference in saxophone is baritone over tenor. Baritone goes so deep and you know? It's cool. Tenor depends on how it's used, preferentially. Didn't his dog recently pass? Cool. Here we go. What's JUNGKOOK? It's cool. Cool. Who is JUNGKOOK? Let's let JUNGKOOK be, he's not like a tiger or a chicken or a cat or a hamster or a koala. Could he be, let's say, kangaroo? Is my guess. It's okay. It's okay. What was it in Busan? Okay, cool. So JUNGKOOK, his is a bunny. Well, that's adorable. And then the name of his B21 character is Cookie. Very nice. Cool. Tattoos now? Yeah. Wow. A lot of ink.
In 2011, JUNGKOOK auditioned for the South Korean talent show Superstar K during its auditions in Daegu. Though he was not selected, he received casting offers from 7 entertainment companies.
Wow.
He eventually chose to become a trainee under Big Hit Entertainment after seeing one of RM's pre-debut videos.
Sweet.
Being the youngest of the group, as he became a trainee at just 13 years old.
Ugh.
He was very shy at first. However, slowly, and with the help of BTS, he grew more confident in himself and matured. RM gave him the nickname Golden Maknae, which means golden youngest in Korean.
I think he's one of the first people I've heard be called Golden Maknae. I think I heard the term from BTS before, and like we've heard it from other people use it. I've heard it from BTS first, personally.
It is usually given to those who are talented in many
Right.
fields, or someone who is an all-rounder.
He does show that in really cool ways. Good for him. Like, that's true. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause of my euphoria. 황홀했던 기억 속에 나 홀로 춤을 춰. 또 비가 내리잖아. 한계가 겹칠 때쯤 젖은 발로
at that big cup noodle.
Try to remember the good time our life was going through so loud. Memories are playing in my dome and left the stars, left the moon. 별이 없이 공허한다든지 그저 몇 시간 잘못만 때리는 게임.
Look at that Big Shoe by who? Coldplay, baby. But you can't sleep. Stuck in
I was just so fascinated with his voice and how,
Yeah.
again, similar it
I
was
like
to
that.
mine. And I thought it was
Charlie with a smiley
I was
face.
like,
That's
this guy
funny.
has to have some sort of absolute perfect pitch because he's hitting every note that I hit, like on cue. Then finding out 5 years later that he actually does, and it's just really shy and didn't want to tell me that. But
Funny. Come on now. You want to see a Keone choreography? This is a great freaking example right here, baby. Come on now. Oh, man. Is this a Keone choreo? Maybe? Oh, it is! Yep. This is pre-debut days, isn't it? It looks like that. Yeah. Woo! A push, a press handstand all day. Those are always really impressive. Good for him. Girl. Rainism. This choreo's been covered often. I've seen a lot of groups cover Rainism. I mean, it's iconic, right? Boy. He was what, 18? Probably at this? Oh, yes, he was. What is it? 이름은 JUNGKOok. Let's get it, JUNGKOok. I'm ready. I'm ready to hear it. I hope they include it. It's okay. Those were good. Those were good examples.
JUNGKOok has solo songs
Oh,
within BTS's
man.
albums.
Okay, 7. Fun fact on the Just React side. The first released Just Reacts analysis I ever did for YouTube was 7 by Jungkook.
Like Begin, Euphoria.
And why? Because I knew all the dancers.
My
That's why.
Time. He has solo songs outside of BTS, like
And
My You, Still With You,
because-
Alchemania, etc.
No, that's
he
cool.
released his first full-length album
Because John
in
Bellion wrote it
2023
too.
titled Golden.
한국이 계속 앨범 이야기를 좀 해야 되는데.
근데 이거 앨범의 골든이야? 결국 골든이 왔네.
네. 아무튼 이제 골든은 저한테 꽤나 좀 접점이 있는 워딩이긴 해요. 남준이 참 정말 이제 황금망래부터 시작해서.
넌 이번 앨범에서 뭘 보여주고 싶니 사람들에게? 나는 랩도 하고 노래도 하고 춤도 춘다. 만능이다.
만능까지는 아니죠.
황금망래다.
Oh.
야 그래 그거 믿어.
Cute.
내가 지어준 별명인데 안 써요 안 써. 좋은 걸 안.
저는 지금 시기가 좀 골든 타임이라고 생각을 해요. 트랙이요.
근데 11트랙을 결정하는 데 있어서 어쨌든 되게 신경 쓰는, 그러니까 이게 중요시 생각하는 그런
이건 넣어야 된다.
포인트들이 있었을 거 아니야.
되게 그냥 가장 보편적인 감정, 사랑. 그래서 이번 앨범은 전부 다 사랑 노래예요. 전부 다 사랑 노래고 그것도 이제 그냥 맥락이 있기는 한데.
He has collaborated with artists such as Usher and Justin Timberlake for his title song Standing Next to You from the album Golden. He has collaborated with Latto for his single 7 and with Jack Harlow for his song 3D. He has also collaborated with Charlie Puth on the song
Okay,
Left and
that
Right.
song, what's very fascinating about it is if you've heard it, I feel like if you're in ARMY, I'm assuming that you've heard all of these tracks. What I really liked about this one was the gimmick of how they isolated the sounds when you listen to it in the car, on the left side of the car to the right side of the car when they're talking about, you feel it over here, and if you're like, what are you talking about? Like, play it in your car. Like, it's so freaking cool how they're able to manipulate where the sound's distributed in the track. That's so fun.
Like the rest of the vocalists, although he's not part of the three main songwriters of the group, he has written several of his solo songs.
She's
and
like,
has also
what are
written a
you
couple of
doing?
BTS songs. The song expresses his feelings of longing.
Oh
but
my
also
god,
promises to
this
stay
is
by the
such
fans
a
forever.
fun music video.
The song My You, where he sings about his love for ARMY and how he feels grateful for them. The song Magic Shop is also another song dedicated to ARMY. It talks about creating a safe space for fans who are going through a tough time, telling them to take a break and inviting them into the Magic Shop to feel comforted. Jungkook sang the official song for the FIFA World
That's
Cup
right.
in 2022 with Fahad Al-Kubaisi titled Dreamers.
Cool.
And also went to Qatar to perform it live at the FIFA World Cup opening ceremony.
Wasn't that cool? The Sharon Chalmenas. Sweet. Very nice. Achievements and impacts. Lots of achievements from this album for sure. Yep. Goodness. Wow. Wow. That's cool. No, I didn't know that. I knew he performed at Times Square. I didn't know that little statistic. That's sweet. Wow. Personality, hobbies, and more. Basically, yes, I concur with this statement. He was basically raised by the other members who looked after and cared for him, like their own baby brother. Yes. Took on the role of caring for Jungkook. He used to drive him to school and prepares. That's adorable. It's very sweet.
했던 친구였어가지고 멤버들이 항상 함께 해줬었어.
어머니 밥도 내가 다 사줬지. 정말 밥 내가 챙겨줬지. 나중에 어머 키웠지. 내가 어머 키웠지. 나 그때 저는
뭐 예전 인터뷰에서 나는 형들의 성격이 다 담긴 인격체라는 이야기를.
맞죠.
내가 봐도 그래.
제 말투에서 다 나와. 멤버들의 그게.
그럼 나한테는 뭘 가져간 거야?
가져간 느낌이 아니라 그냥 스펀지처럼 그냥 나도 모르게 이걸 그냥
내가 봤을 때는 너 시기별로 되게 영향 받는 애들이 있어. 뭐 어떨 때는 남준이 막 어디 막 석진이 형을 받고.
아니 그러니까 친구들한테 막 내가 조언을 해줘. 난 형한테 조언을 듣는 입장이야. 정국이가 조언을.
Look at that. Oh.
형이 하고 싶어한다니까.
So basically, Yoongi's giving him advice.
다 내 편이었어요 그냥.
That was fun.
하나씩 튀어나오는 거예요.
That's cute.
근데 나는 진짜 참 7명이 가족보다 더 가족 같은 사람들인 것 같아.
저는 가족보다 오래 봤죠.
야, 너는 진짜 인생의 한 절반을.
그치. 내 인생에서 뭔가 제일 뭔가 행운이라고 생각하는 정중애가 아니라 그냥 그거 딱 하나가 제일 그건 것 같아요.
너는 이제 막내니까 6명의 형이 좀 되게 애지중지하면서 그건 있긴 했었어.
고마워요.
진짜 애지중지하면서.
참 잘 컸지 진짜 멤버들 때문에.
어른이 됐네. 다 컸네 진짜.
다 컨네를 볼 때마다 하는 것 같아요. 윤기 형은. 나도
볼 때마다 그런 마음이 들어. 지금 딱 보면 너 중학생 때랑 똑같거든 지금.
He actually does. That's true. That's true. Now, when it comes to age stuff, I do bring it up pretty often whenever I see a group. And most of the time it's in reference to if they're doing like a really sensual concept. I'm always one where I'm an advocate for informed consent on things because sometimes agencies don't allow freedom of expression, and there's a lot of like, you're going to do what we ask you to do, and there's a lot of threatening that goes into that, so they force them to kind of compromise themselves. So I'm always one who's an advocate for, I preferentially to have people who are adults debuting as idols because of how the industry is, and because of the amount of manipulation agencies bring to people. Like we're seeing groups now that are experiencing this, right? So as much as I love that Jungkook was raised by the group and all this, that, and the other, for real, like I am 1 year older than him by so it's not like I'm trying to think, what was it, like 2017, I was 20, and he was 19 at that time. I find it so interesting. I'm just curious how the fame and how they rose to where they are affected him specifically, because he was still a teenager around that time, because he turned 20 in 2018. Which is when they were like, right up there. Do you know what I mean? Now, he's competent to no end. Absolutely. Golden Matinee for sure. Completely agree. It's something where I'm always one where I have a feeling, what vibes it gives off to me is that the members really were protective of him. It feels that way, right? Which for me, I can always get behind, for sure. I prefer that. I love that, because it could have been a lot worse. If he was at a different agency, he was in a different group, so many different facets like that. So it's a very fascinating topic, and I'm very happy that he is able to do the kind of work that he's able to do now, and that he was able to be surrounded by who he was around. Because, you know, his personality is made up of other members, and he seems to be, how he performs, his charisma and his stage presence, he's a great professional. I don't know how he is in real life, and so I can attest to that, and that's okay. But I like the fact that that's a really interesting dynamic, that I think they're one of the few groups where it really feels that way. Like your maknae is an embodiment of all the other members, right? I don't know if it's been vocalized in other groups, but like that really does feel that way here, which is really interesting, right?
진짜로 인생이야, 여러분들이. 내 인생에 빠지면 안 되는 것들 중 아니지. 빠지면 안 되는 것. 나머지는 빠져도 돼. 나머지는 빠져. 그래서 제일 먼저 여러분들 이름 새긴 거 아니에요?
That's why he has it on his. That's why I put you here first. Ah.
단순하게 의미가 있습니다. 근데 이게 제가 제일 첫 번째.
That was his first tattoo, yeah?
한 타투고. 그냥 모르겠어. 그냥 저는 뭐라 해야 되지? 아미가 나한테는 너무 당당한. 지금도 뭐 그렇지만 너무 자랑스럽고. 그래서 이 아미를.
Guys, finger tattoos hurt. I mean, I've got my back done, my arms done. Finger tattoos hurt. Especially if it's somebody who don't know what they're doing. So I hope he had a good artist.
난 여러분들을 볼 수는 없잖아. 볼 수 있으면 참 좋겠지. 우리들이 다치면 안 되는 그런 다치면 안 되는 그런 같은
What is the thing that you love the most about that dynamic between you and Ami?
그 한국에 친구 따라 강남 간다는 말이 있는데 방탄이 아미를 따라간 느낌인지 아미가 방탄을 따라간 느낌인지 모르겠는데 그냥 서로 그 유대감이나 약간 의지? 그냥 그런 부분이 가장 특별한 부분이 아닌가 싶고 아미 song for BTS 이거야? 와 너무 감동이다 이거 아미 노래 잘하네 고맙다
Oh, that's really sweet, actually. Look at that. ISAC, come on now. Go, 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 go. Run, boys. Go, 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 go. Wow. Goodness gracious, he's fast. Wow. They're fast. Wow. Wow. Look, B2B. Ooh, man. I heard about this. I've seen these, yeah. He's really good at this. Wait, was that Mingyu from 17? Hold on. Everyone's so young. Oh my god. Wow. I think I've seen this excerpt before. That's so cool. Wow. Well, that's pretty. That's cool. I think I need to write it down just in case. I think I have that written down for us to look at. That's such a good song, side note. Golden Closet Films. There's nothing to do. I think I have that on my spreadsheet. Yeah. Guys, I was very thorough. I'll be more surprised if there's something I missed versus something that's in it. I really, really dug for their discography on this. That's adorable. Hobbies. What? He probably has like 15 hobbies, right? Working out. Love it. Cool. Oh, see, I've always been curious about boxing. Even though my last name's Holyfield, like Evander Holyfield, it looks so fun. A lot of eye-hand coordination for sure. Very athletic and works out. He works out during photo shoots, live streams, and even during shows. He also has a black belt in Taekwondo. Cool. Talk about how he's scarily strong. If he's in that, like, what's it, where you grab the waist, like what you saw in the ISAC, there's a lot of strength to that, I think. That's cool. That was funny. Wow. Working on that back too. Back and core.
전정국 형들 좀 때리지 않았으면 좋겠다. 요즘 성인이 되더니 특히 비시민을 그렇게 때린다 들어서
와우.
그 근육들이 이제
Gross.
성인이 되니 자유로워져서 너무 힘들다 형들이 너가 좋아지고 여기 정국이한테 온 사람들은 다 비슷하긴 해요.
All similar.
괴롭힐 때 무슨 생각하니? 네가 하이텐션일 때 무섭다. 운동하는 거 다 하는 거 아는데 형들이 모른 척 해준다.
다 무섭잖아요, 맞죠?
다 사연이 비슷해. 여기 4명
Wow. That's the epitome of a polyrhythm right there. Come on now. And his hair matched his microphone.
고추장 한 스푼 넣어.
Ooh. Respect to that. That's funny. And he's just, we're just gonna continue to sing on the floor. The door open. A Doberman named Bam. Does this Doberman have an Instagram? Or no? Or am I thinking of something completely different? He has an Instagram for his dog. I love that so much. That's adorable. Oh my god, Army gets one too? Oh, that's fun. Okay, hold on. Let me get my notes out. This is fun. Adorable representative MC for youth, commonly known as ARMY, birthday July 9, 2013. Van, that's right. Your own. So Army. Do you guys have a representative animal too? Symbol is, yep, okay, cool. It's the inversion, right? Have their own symbols to represent each of them. That's cool. Oh, hey, I know this track. Forever we are young.
ARMY is made up of people of all ages from various countries, cultures, and backgrounds.
Love it.
In a study conducted, 46% of the fandom was made up of females,
wow,
while 31% were males.
Cool.
ARMY is one of the most active fandoms in the world. They regularly have streaming parties and battles. Volunteer armies translate live streams, and Weavers posts in real time for other armies.
They're doing the Lord's work for stuff like that, guys. When it's translating live streams in real time, that is like getting context and speed. Like, that is awesome.
There are ARMY accounts that update charts worldwide in real time to let others know about BTS's position. And ARMY accounts that let others know about various places where people can vote for BTS.
That's so cool.
There are ARMY accounts dedicated to teaching others Korean and other languages, or even academic subjects. Accounts that provide jobs and employment opportunities to other armies. ARMY organizations for charity to donate towards various causes.
In June of 2020, moved by BTS's statement and show of support to the Black Lives Matter movement, armies all over the world who had already been donating to BLM causes band together and matched BTS's 1 million donation in just one day.
And part of me was like, why isn't everyone's fans doing this? Imagine if everyone's fans thanked them by organizing charity in their name. By helping others. What a better place this world would be.
I was originally drawn because there are rappers in that crew. So I got interested in the music, and then I got interested in what the music stood for. And they advocate self-love, they advocate don't be afraid of failure, they advocate that you are enough. And on top of that, they developed this global army, this BTS army, that is not just geeked out fans. Hell man, we have fun, we're doing good stuff. But if we can resonate through the television to you at home, to come out of your pocket to give to a cause, that's work, and that's work, and that's purpose, and that's changing the world.
John Cena is, if you didn't know, he is the top grantor for Make-A-Wish. So he is one who understands the power of charity. So that's really cool. I like how he worded it because I resonate with that as well. I like looking at groups, not just groups like BTS. I like looking at groups that care about things more than just music. Does that make sense? Because it's like music is one component. But if you care so much about life and it reflects in your music, that to me is where you can find a lot of change. Personally, I change as a person when I can resonate so deeply with somebody, either out of respect, out of inspiration, out of what they choose to do, right? Or their actions speak louder than words. The epitome of that here, right? So that's super, super dope.
아미 진짜 감사합니다. 정말 데뷔 때부터 많은 일들이 있었고 안 될 거라고 하시는 분들도 정말 많았는데 이렇게 끝까지 믿어주셔서 정말 감사하고 저희가 정말 꿈에 그리던 일이었는데 이렇게 꿈을 현실로 만들어주셔서 정말 감사합니다.
We are young. I really like this song. Wow. Wow, we're gonna have to write that down, won't we? Would I be able to handle that? Young, Forever, 2019.
Run BTS is BTS's own variety show where they compete in various games, complete challenges, act a series.
I've seen some of those.
Prizes.
Those are fun.
There are about 156 episodes.
We will not be watching all of those, if that's okay. We're gonna stick to the Bangtan TVs.
Show where they travel to different countries.
I've seen some of Bon Voyage as well.
As of now, there are 4 seasons.
I think only season 1 though.
In the Soup is a show where they take a nice cozy vacation.
I don't know if
in
I've
a
seen
peaceful
that.
Forest area. There are 2 seasons of In the Soup.
Cool.
BTS has a storyline that continues across their music videos.
Starting it? Okay. Cool. We need to know lore. Bangtan Universe. Yeah, this is important.
Each member plays a different character in this storyline. BTS has comic series called Save Me.
That's
and
cool.
Plays Chaco, which you can read for free on Webtoon. They have also released several games throughout the years.
Don't they have the rhythm game
BTS
too?
Island in the Song, a game where the 7 members are stuck on an island and where we can build various things by solving puzzles.
That's cute. We love it.
BTS have their own animated version.
They're so tiny.
BTS also release movies and documentaries following their behind-the-scenes album-making process and more.
Wow.
Individually, some of them have also released documentaries and movies focusing on their solo album and solo debut process. Besides Bang PD, you'll also sometimes see and hear about their choreographer,
Song Sung-duk.
And producer P-Dog.
P-Dog.
With BTS since their debut.
Hey, we stand long-term investment. Come on now.
BTS album as of now, along with the members.
Nice.
BTS has a fan chant that ARMY sings often just before they start singing.
Aww.
It starts with the leader's name and then follows from the oldest member to the youngest.
Which is how the members were introduced in this video. Look at that. 5, 6, let's hear it. Love it.
Also, RM will be releasing his new second solo album, Right Place, Wrong Person, which will be dropping on May 24th, 2020.
But that's already happened at this point.
It captures a person's feelings of being an outsider who doesn't fit in. He will be releasing the pre-release track, Come Back to Me, on 10th May.
That was incredible, guys. We've watched, I mean, this video itself is probably going to be close to 3 hours, but yeah, Purple Snow, I highly respect you for taking the time to make something like this for somebody like me, for so many other people who probably are new ARMYs or individuals who have genuine curiosity about the group. I will tell you this right now, I had zero idea about ARMYs outside of the fact that ARMYs are a fandom that is heavily invested in the group. I love that it was touched on what was touched on. It allows me to digest and respect so much more the intention behind ARMYs, honestly. I think that's fantastic. And that makes me very delighted and honored and privileged to be in the position to hopefully steward the group in a way that is objective, as much as one can be. Also reminiscing on authentic lived experience, genuine lived experience, as somebody who wasn't an ARMY, but I'd admire and I respected their music, and I still do. But getting to bridge the gap and really fill in a lot of puzzle pieces that allow me the privilege of understanding who they are today through their music and through their movement. So all that to say, if you want to provide more context about anything that we saw in this video, please feel free to drop it in the comments. I am a sponge, I'm telling you. And whenever this goes live on YouTube, which will be pretty soon after I wrap up my recording session, I will be getting ready to just go on their pre-debut stuff on my spreadsheet. So Patreon, if you genuinely want to like be a part of it, Patreon's perfect for you get to see all the releases there. And because BTS is still very active despite so many members still serving, really cool by the way, it allows us the ability to have a lot of releases come out sooner rather than later, which makes me very excited. So I'm delighted to be in this position, like I said, honored that this even exists for me to look at, so I have a better headspace going in to appreciate the journey, which is 방탄소년단. You guys know me, I know you, I'm Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.